it. Now I'm all for you like Janet. Can this be a real thing? Can it?
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight for the Friday Night Shit Show. Okay, I'm going to say hi to everybody in the chat. Hi, Papa Cotton. Thank you for coming. And Big Chuck, thank you for being here. And Sandy, American Woman, is joining us tonight. Say hello.
Hi, everybody.
And we've got Ruben.
Hello.
He's here tonight. Hi, Ruben. And for my co-host is going to be Boosh.
Hello.
What's
Hi,
that
Boosh.
smell?
But I hate to say this, but I got a storm rolling in. I've been getting alerts saying that we have a severe thunderstorm warning. So Sandy and I might lose trouble, lose our power and stuff. Oh,
And
hey,
have
Tessa, you want to join us up here? I thought I sent you the link. You can join us if you want. So
Now that you said that, I'm having some lag going on.
So, but
you are?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Oh, you're starting to have a storm?
No, just lag. The internet got jealous
lag.
of your internet, so decided to lag like yours.
So
Yeah.
we'll see if it works or not. But
Ooh, Ruben, I like your avatar.
Thank you.
I wanted to talk a little bit about us maybe going to war, thanks to this wonderful administration that we have. So, Boosh, could you want to share the wonderful article from the government that's been put out?
We want to share this one first, real quick.
Okay.
I'll put it up there. Oh, my goodness. So you want to tell us a little bit about it? This article, Boosh?
This is from Politico. This is from, February 23rd, 2022. That says the line Biden won't cross on Ukraine. The president says he won't send American troops to battle Russian forces in Ukraine. That, some critics say, is a stance Russia will exploit and China will remember. So Putin laughed at President Biden, because everyone laughs at Biden because he's a pants-crapping lunatic.
Yeah, he's a nut job.
So Putin continues, according to this article, continues to move into Ukraine territory. Now, I don't know if the rest of you remember, but probably not Vietnam, but there's a lot of footage of Vietnam. There's a lot of footage of things like what happened in Syria, Somalia, the Albania conflict. There's video evidence, and it was pretty much all day, every day, once we had 24-hour news programs. I don't see this Ukrainian-Russian war broadcast. Like we had conflicts we had broadcasts of conflicts like Kuwait and Iraq before the United States got involved. It was on the news. You could see the missiles flying. You could see the tanks rolling in. You could see people getting shot. I don't see live coverage of this supposed horrible war that's going on in Ukraine. I just don't see it. I
Right.
see
Yeah,
edited
we've had it
images. I'm like,
Yeah.
here's a picture. I'm like, what does a picture mean? That could mean anything. I
Yeah,
saw
but
a
we've
picture of a
had
woman on. I'm sorry,
every
go ahead.
single time we've done anything, even when we went into Afghanistan and we went into Iraq, any of those little skirmishes that we had, even with Turkey, I mean, all that stuff, we've had somebody, a reporter on the ground talking about it. I gotta
Oh, not just
find-
our conflicts, other
Yeah,
conflicts
other
between
people's. Yeah.
like South Africa and nations in the
Mhm.
area. There's been U.S. or UN reporters showing us this conflict, and I haven't seen that with this. And they should be, because what is it now? $200 billion that's been given to Ukraine for this supposed conflict. I've
And
seen
now
after the
now
fact
sending
reports, and it looks staged.
troops, sending 3,000 troops and probably more
Yes,
now. Yeah.
let's get rid of this
So
article and bring up.
that's ridiculous. I mean,
I'll share the next one.
yeah.
Okay.
So this is from the White House yesterday. So this is from whitehouse.gov.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that, yeah, whitehouse.gov. Ordering select reserve and certain members of individual ready reserve to the armed forces to active duty by the authority vested in me as President of the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, including sections blah, 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 blah. I hereby determine that it is necessary to augment the active armed forces of the United States for the effective conduct of Operation Atlantic Resolve, which is, here's the name of this. So they've said several times over the last couple of years that they wouldn't get involved in things like this. And it's, we promise. It's no, we're not going to be sending troops. We're not going to be sending troops. Here they are sending troops. Now we have right down here, any member in the individual ready reserve mobilization category and designated as essential undergoing regulations prescribed by the Secretary concerned, not to exceed 3,000 total members at any one time. This is the important part right here, at any one time, which means they'll send 3,000 this weekend. Next weekend, they'll send 2,000. The next weekend, they'll send another 3,000. This is what this wording means.
See what that, a lot of people are going to read that and they're going to say, see, and they'll just read that one thing and not think twice about it.
Exactly.
That is exactly how lawyers get around everything.
It's only 3,000 troops. No, it's not.
Ridiculous.
That's not what this says.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is something like, I know I brought up Rakita last week too, but this is important. This line right here is what people won't read. This is what the news won't tell you. They'll say it's not going to exceed 3,000. It's not going to exceed 3,000. They're going to omit this part, which is also called lying.
Right.
Yep. Well, they can do that because of the Smith-Mundt Act.
Yep, I looked into
Remember
that. That was very Bama. Very Bama.
We can't do anything about anything that the media says, whether it's lying, propaganda, or whatever it is. We can't do anything about it.
Well, some stuff. If they omit information to slander someone, they can do that. They cannot flat out say, like what they did with Nick Sandman, like what they did with Texas. They got sued when they started producing images.
You just showed exactly why it matters, because they can change the wording just enough to where it says one thing just in your mind and in what you're thinking, but it really could mean something totally different.
But don't you think that
no repercussions because of it?
Don't you think that it's up to us to read in, get more information on our own?
Yes, if you hear something on the media, don't believe it at all. Go and look into it yourself. We have the internet.
Right.
Welcome to all that. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Hi
so,
there.
Have you heard what we've been talking about already and what's up on the screen?
I have.
Oh, you want me to bring it back up? Crap.
No, it's all right.
Some of it.
We'll bring it back up in a minute. But did you get to read any of the little articles that I sent out?
I did.
Okay. We're talking about, the White House ordering the mobilization of 3,000 reservists, including up to 450 individually ready reservists to support Operation Atlantic Resolve.
It's very concerning.
Deploying troops to Europe to show our support for NATO. But what Boosh just showed us I'll bring it back up again, and I'll let him show it to you.
Oh, I got rid of that one. This is
you
the
did?
order. Sorry.
Okay, well, this is the other
let's
one
put
then.
that one away.
So.
Stop screen. There we go.
Okay, because it's the wording that says it all to people like us that actually read and understand a little bit about this government and how they're
Oh, I
doing
thought
it.
you were talking about the one from last year where they said they would absolutely not get involved in this conflict with troops on the ground.
Okay,
Boots on the ground, no boots on the ground, no boots on the ground. That's what they kept saying.
That's what they said, but we knew better. I knew that as soon as this Ukraine stuff started, I knew it. They're going to use all of this to start us another war because that's the only way they can launder money without everyone's eyes being on them. And this whole ruse that they've been doing recently is just, it's wearing thin. People are getting sick of it, especially when every city has got homeless people with feces and needles and, tents and trash. And it's just nasty. I mean, and look at San Francisco. Big corporations like Hilton and I can't remember the other one are closing their hotels because they can't make any money. When they know the tourists aren't coming because they don't want to walk through streets covered with shit and needles and homeless people that are drugged out of their gourd, and then the robberies, the car break-ins, the rapes, murders, everything's up in every single city because of this bullshit. And
it's gross. It's really, really gross.
And they're spending our money. And we don't have a budget yet, do we? They haven't even set a budget. Mm-mm. They keep pushing it, to a couple months down the road because they can't make a budget because the budget doesn't include the war.
Oh,
and
they're not compensating
this without Congress.
There's a fire in Napa Valley that took like 2 whole vineyards. And all of these people lost their livelihoods, and they're insured. And California's like, oh, well, we can't help you out now. Just a bunch of migrant workers. Yeah. Sorry. We kind of let you into our state illegally and kind of gave you jobs, but we're not going to help you out now that you're here. So, sorry, but go fuck yourselves. Wow. That's what California told these people. Pelosi specifically.
Yeah, she's a C word.
She absolutely is. Don't apologize for that.
A big one.
So do you want the order from the White House or do you want the Politico article saying?
Show Tolbat the read between the lines.
Oh, okay.
Paperwork that we were just looking at. I want to hear what Tolba has to say about it.
Did anybody see that video of Russia doing, strategic on the dot strikes to Ukraine, all these little facilities, not hurting anybody. 0 people died with this strike and that strike. But isn't that crazy that Ukraine is saying all these people are dying, but then you have all this footage of Russia hitting these things with nobody's dying?
Well, that's why you're not seeing anything on the news.
Yeah.
You only see the aftermath. Like the train station's my favorite one because that's just so blatantly staged. They come by and they show all these people laying down, and they show about 2 seconds of the bodies, and then they move away. And I'm like, show it for 10 seconds. Let's see how long these people can hold their breath.
Yeah.
Remember when Biden
and there's
and then they did the fake alarm?
There's no blood. There's no dismemberment.
Biden, Ruben?
Yeah.
You're talking about when Biden went to Ukraine? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, what?
He was just in Finland putting his lips and tongue on a little girl who was trying to get away from him.
I saw that.
Disgusting.
It was disgusting. Yeah.
What a guy. What a guy.
Here's what a Masters Maniac just posted. It says they're prepping us all up for a third round. France is going down in a civil war. Germany's intentionally destroys the European energy market just to blame the Russians.
I don't think France is going to civil war.
I really believe it was us that bombed that pipeline.
It was.
I swear. I just don't see Russia doing that. I just don't make any sense when it comes to money.
It wasn't Russia.
The only people it makes sense for is us.
You know who it really hurts?
Who?
Bombing that pipeline?
Who?
Europe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a Russian pipeline that they're getting oil from that they have business contracts to give to Europe.
Yeah. They proved
it's like, hey, we're your allies. Let's cut off your bloodline.
And Trump had
And
told
they
them
watch all
about
the
that when it
news
came up
things.
at the time, and they laughed
That's
at
right.
it. And now it bit them
That's right.
bit them on the ass.
That's right.
I don't think
Oh,
France is
go
really in a
ahead.
civil war right now. They have a bunch of regular citizens standing up to the government, but there's a lot of police there too going, yeah, this is bullshit, man. Like they don't have the ability to combat. There's no war. They're just being protested the fuck out. They're not
So
destroying businesses. They're not
Hey,
taking out cop cars. They're
now
they're taking out
I have one
government
general.
stuff.
I have one general kind of question on WW3 when it comes to this aspect. What is your all opinion? Here's my opinion. Basically, I'll just say it if I'm right or wrong. I think it's correct. If something does happen, let's say a plane or whatever, event occurs, bomb or whatever it may be. Just say, do you think that we're so divided that half of the country it'll rip it apart because somebody will say that it didn't happen and we caused it and it's all a conspiracy? Everything, it'll spin more things out of control.
I absolutely believe that.
Well,
if the media lies about everything, why wouldn't they lie about that?
Guys. I want to welcome Bruce joining us, and Boosh. I would like for you to read what you were explaining to us earlier, so Bruce and Tolbeck can hear about the reading lines thing.
So a year and a half ago in Politico, they have direct quotes from the president and from the press secretary that they would never get involved in this Ukraine issue. They said never. What they can say now is, oh well, things have changed. No, you said you never get involved, and here we are. So this is a letter from the president by the authority vested in me as president of the United States Constitution. Oh, I pooped myself.
The shitter in chief.
My dog's going crazy out there. He has signed that troops will go over, but not to exceed 3,000 total members. That's the line that the media is going to say is they're not going to send any more than 3,000 total members. What they're going to ignore is this second part, which is at any one time. So they're going to send 3,000 this weekend, 3,000 the next weekend, 3,000 the next weekend, etc. So at no point does this say that there's going to be a limit to the amount of troops the United States sends over there, or what kind of troops. See, selected reserve.
So that means pilots. That means, specialists, like Navy SEALs or whatever it is they think they need, they can send.
Well, no, we got to send these contractors over there. These contractors are good freedom fighters. They're not soldiers. They're pipe fitters. They're guys that are petroleum engineers, and they're plumbers, and they the thing.
Here's another one right here. In furtherance of this operation, under the stated authority, I hereby authorize the Secretary of Defense and the Secretary of Homeland Security with respect to the Coast Guard when it is not operating as a service in the Navy. So if they have ships that are not specifically doing something for the Navy, they can send the Coast Guard over to that area. Good luck, boys.
It's supposed to be our Coast Guard.
Our coast.
Yeah.
Our coasts. So now we're sending our Coast Guard to another country to help them, and leaving our country open for attack when it comes to our coast.
Any individual not assigned to an organized.
Who would be interested in coming over our borders through our coasts?
Hey, Boosh.
Yes, sir.
Actually, this is for the whole panel. Did everybody see Tucker Carlson just ended like 3 or 4 political careers?
Yes, I loved it.
No, I missed it. Go ahead and tell us about it.
No,
Fabulous.
we actually will need to go and grab video. And
Wait, Mike Pence, is that the one you're talking about?
Mike Pence,
Scott,
and Tim Scott, and then Nikki Haley.
Nikki Haley
just got ended by Tucker Carlson.
Oh,
well, can we show the video? I'll show it if you think we're allowed to.
Yeah, you can show it as long as you comment on it. You're fine.
Yeah. I just have news articles. I don't have the video yet.
But Bruce, do you have it?
I don't have it either. I usually do.
I wish I knew about it, or I would have tried to send a link to people.
I have one from Newsweek 6 hours ago. Tucker Carlson questions Mike Pence for being a total fucking scumbag. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not what it says.
But it should. It should say that.
It
Oh,
does
God.
say that. It's just in.
Yeah, people really don't realize there is really no more Republican Democrat. It is the side of the uniparty and the side of freedom. That's all it
There
is
you
now.
go.
Yeah,
It's Americans versus socialists.
us
Oh,
and the
really?
Yeah,
government. You
Damn
know,
it. Anna said, how about 9?
in the morning. Oh, I'll go check the my text real quick. Sorry, I'll be right back. You guys discuss.
Wait, share the video real quick.
Okay, yeah.
I've got it queued up. It's just a minute long.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna put it up.
And the volume, good.
Oh, this is fabulous.
Oh, there's captions too. Good.
I'm sorry, Mr. Vice President. Have you? I know you're running for president. You are
Thank you.
distressed that the Ukrainians don't have enough American tanks. Every city in the United States has become much worse over the past 3 years.
Yeah.
Drive around. There's not one city that's gotten better in the United States, and it's visible. Our economy has degraded.
We probably
The
should be
suicide rate
talking
has
over
jumped.
this and pausing it a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
You don't
I
want
don't-
to get
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
copyright
It is.
claims.
You're right. It is Newsweek.
It's Newsweek, and they have tiny penises over there. Super
Okay.
So that's
tiny
what-
penises.
What Tucker is saying is we're sending all this money and all this equipment over to Ukraine.
Mhm.
I believe it's 200 billion. It might be more than that. Don't
Yeah, it's more
don't
than
quote me
that.
on it.
Done.
Just to make sure YouTube doesn't get pissed off. I am not an economist.
Yeah, none of us are.
Talking about
We're
money.
just hardworking Americans are sweating our balls off to pay our bills.
Yeah.
Right.
So we don't have any
Yeah.
rights to tell anybody else how to spend our money. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
They're gonna take our Social Security, but they can sure pay Ukraine.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
hell yeah.
We can't spend $2 billion on a border wall, Mr. Trump. They call him Mr. Trump. Where are we going to get that kind of money? Huh. Well, let's see. After COVID, we lost a whole crap load of money, spending trillions of dollars during that, and now we can just piss away $200 billion to Ukraine.
Hunter,
$2 billion doesn't sound like that much money.
Are we allowed, if we turn the volume down, just let people see the, never mind. I don't guess that would be good. Let's just do it that way. Okay, let's do it. I don't know how long we're allowed to do it.
Intermittently, Janet. You don't want to get claimed.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only a minute long anyway.
Yeah,
So
you're
he's asking a question saying, why are you sending all this stuff to Ukraine when we have a lot of problems? Every single major city in the United States has an increase in crime and decrease in jobs and decrease of quality of life.
Oh, I remember this, Boosh.
Yeah.
I know what he says. I did hear about this. Go ahead, play it.
Filth and disorder and crime have exponentially increased, and yet your concern is that the Ukrainians, a country most people can't find on a map, who've received tens of billions of U.S. tax dollars, don't have enough tanks. I think it's a fair question to ask, like,
I really
where's
need
the
a
concern
Jewish
for the United
accountant
States
to
in
count
that?
that money.
Well, it's not.
Yeah, let's
It's
go a little bit.
lay up.
Okay, go ahead.
Like, where is the concern for the United States is what he's saying now.
Right.
I'm just going to pause it for a little bit. And,
This is a deep state guy trying to get the big spot of power.
And he's running for president again.
but he crushed Kamala in that debate. Oh my God, he absolutely
That's
destroyed
his
her in
only
that
crowning
debate.
achievement is he hit a cripple.
She's not a cripple. You can't say that. She is mentally impaired, but
Well,
I mean, she
no.
has a disability, but she's not like crippled.
Her only disability is that she
Mine
needs
is
to wear knee pads when she's down on her knees performing. If you
I like yellow busters. Yellow busters. Venn diagram.
Everybody go to Yellow Buster School.
You mean
Everybody
Yellow
go to
buses.
Yellow Buster School.
Short yellow buses.
I would like to quote Kamala
See,
Harris.
I think she's pretty
Go ahead,
smart
quote
if she'd just keep her mouth shut.
She's
won't
pretty
be smart
smart for a
enough.
kindergartner.
I mean, she
Pretend
can
you have
speak
it in your mouth,
better
Kamala.
than our president can. I hate to say that.
That is the best thing I've ever heard Ruben say. I love you, brother.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Oh my goodness.
Do you think this is
It's
the shit
Friday.
show? Watch Kamala
It's
do
Friday.
a speech.
God.
So the reason we're
That's diarrhea
giving
theater.
money to Ukraine, by the words of the vice president, who's by no means a complete imbecile, Ukraine is a smaller country, and Russia is a larger country, and the larger country is invading the smaller country, and that's bad.
Right.
Words of wisdom.
But didn't we invade a couple of countries that are way tinier than us?
Shush, 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 shush.
You know, like Iraq or
She's
Afghanistan.
well, we went to the aid of our allies. Afghanistan is something else. She's just so. I want to see what these people are like when they don't think they're on camera. Like Biden's lost. He forgets that he's on camera all the time. That's why we see him behaving the way he does. But I want to see what Kamala's like. Well, she doesn't know she's on camera, because I bet she just yells at people and gets right in their face and is just such a bitch.
Yeah.
Because on camera she's so fake. So fake.
Yeah,
All right, so we got 15 seconds left. Let's go ahead and
will be used in
see what Mike Pence has to say.
Well, it's not my concern. Tucker, I've heard that routine from you before, but that's not my concern. I'm running for president of the United States because I think this country's in a lot of trouble. I think Joe Biden has weakened America at home and abroad.
It says the people in the cities with the rising crime, the lack of jobs, and the low quality of life is not his concern.
Right.
Yeah,
At least he told the truth for once.
Yeah, what a guy.
At least he was honest. I'll give Mike Pence that. He looks like a fake. He smells like a fake. I wonder if he's a fake.
He's a pig. And he's up to his neck in the mud with all the rest of the rhinos.
You know, we wouldn't be in this mess if he would have done his job constitutionally back in 2020.
There you
2021.
go. Yes.
For real.
If he would have actually, there was a choice he made to allow the deep state to push or to actually do an audit on the electoral votes. And he chose to let the deep state push.
Exactly. Exactly.
Maybe I am wrong on that, but I thought that was exactly the fucking vice president's position. He was allowed the chance to actually question things. And there were already questions coming in.
Lots. I believe it was 36 pages of names, sworn affidavits. So I don't know if you guys know what that means, but it's basically when you see someone on the witness stand in court and they go, "Yeah, I swear under God that this my testimony is honest," and
yes,
they put their hand on the Bible. That's what a sworn affidavit is, but they're not doing it in court.
Well, when they had all those people there on January 6th, that's when a bunch of the different people from the different 5 states were all talking about how they wanted to send the Electoral College votes back to their states and do a audit and a recount and all this other stuff. And all he had to do was say, "We can't take them. Take it back. Get it straightened out at the state level." That's all he had to do.
That's it.
Yes.
Wisconsin did a recount.
He took them anyways.
The United States government supposedly gave Wisconsin, was it $50 million is what they said it would cost? So, okay, do an audit. Here's $50 million. And they went, well, we did a recount. Like, no, idiot, audit. Do you not know what an audit is? It's a different between a recount. And I don't think they did a recount because they got the money and then 3 hours later they went, okay, we did a recount. It's like, okay, if you could do a recount in 3 hours, how come it took you 2 days?
That sound like a money laundering to you?
Yeah, it's a load of shit.
Yeah, it was a load of shit. But the thing is, it doesn't matter how beautiful the Constitution is if there isn't anyone in court, a judge that will stand and say, "Okay, I'll take that case." See, if we don't have that, it doesn't matter because there isn't anyone that's protecting the Constitution. We're screaming and yelling that we want something done, but until a judge takes the cases, we have nothing. Just like look what happened with all the cheating and everything that's going on in all these states. You got it's having to go to the Supreme Court. Everything is being dragged and dragged and dragged along because nobody wants to do anything about it, except for us. And we're the only ones that are going, what do we do? How can we do anything?
Well, I mean, it was less than 3% that did start the Revolutionary War.
Us 3% need to be thinking about what are we going to do about our courts and forcing our courts to do something? So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got to get more involved somehow and volunteer. And that's what we got to do.
I need a larger inventory, but I have a nice collection off camera right now. And
Janet,
I
sure
have a
on
large
the
inventory.
planet and this channel do not condone violence.
No, we don't. We don't.
Allegedly.
But
Allegedly.
we just need to hold our courts accountable. We, in every single state, my state's doing pretty good. The state that I've moved to, Sarah Huckabee has been making very good decisions for our state. Right off the bat, like I think it was within days, she said that she wasn't going to allow any children to have surgery.
Like Greg Abbott did that in
Change their genders, if you know
March?
what I'm talking about.
April,
So.
maybe.
And California blocked it.
Yes, that would be our next article.
Good old California.
God, that is so sad. It's that's horrific. Just
Welcome back, Sandy.
Welcome back, Sandy.
My electricity went out.
Yeah, I heard.
And
Another alert. So
I got a battery.
I love your avatar too. It's very beautiful.
Thank you.
Good. Yeah, it's pretty, Sandy. I like it.
You.
It's very cute.
I'm a pussy cat.
Yeah, I can tell. You are. See, that's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for you and I to have a cat fight or something. All of us sisters.
We used to have plenty, didn't we, Janet?
Wait a minute! Don't do that to me.
Yes, we did. We fought like cats and dogs. We did, growing up.
So,
but
talking about looks like the last act of the end game there. China will take Taiwan. North Korea will just lob rockets. The lob rockets, they don't really hit. They'll just lob rockets. Ukraine and Russia mess. Iran signs a pact with Russia and China. The Iran signing a pact with Russia, that's the part about it where my biblical scholar side of me starts getting a little worried, because that's in Revelations.
Yeah.
You are correct, and that's exactly why I put it in
the one thing it's in Revelations that involves us that's not in Revelations? Think about it. What country is not mentioned?
I believe it is
in Revelations.
I believe it is, Janet, and I believe that America.
What do you think it is?
I believe America is New Babylon, and we will be destroyed in 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Why
do you think we are Babylon as bad off as we're getting?
What was Babylon? It was a mixture of all the people. They all spoke the same language, and they were basically,
decadent.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Hedonists.
Wow.
And what has America become?
They were bad. That's one of the things. And
that's a solemn reminder to America that we need to pay attention to our SHIT.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
wow.
I was telling people that if you think about it, we're not even in it, so we'll be destroyed. We'll be nothing. That's basically.
Hey, Terminus Est. I haven't seen you in here before.
Either way, Janet, we're screwed.
Terminus Est.
So
either from the inside or from nukes from above.
Well, it is. We're getting it both. I mean, honestly, look at it. I have never seen such a fast downfall. I mean, he stepped into office, and on the first day, he was signing executive orders, to close the pipeline, to do everything to destroy
everything
as much as he possibly could.
That dude didn't even know what he was signing. He just
I know he didn't. That's who they're throwing under the bus. That's put all the blame on him, throw him under the bus, and then when it's time to prosecute him or whatever, they're going to say, "Well, he doesn't even know who he is, so we can't really do anything. We're just going to put him to pasture." And then guess who we have? Heels up Harris is our president of the United States.
I don't even think we're going to have an election.
I don't think so.
That's what I'm worried about. If we go to war,
I think you're right.
if we are in a war, they can say they can't have an election. See, that we're going to be stuck. We're going to be stuck with Harris and it scares the shit out of me. But who's the governor of California? That's who our vice president's going to end up being.
Plastic Man.
Yeah. plastic bags.
Then, if something happens to Harris, look who our president is. And thank God, look who we have. We have a wonderful man who saved California as our president of the United States.
Yes, he keeps
I'm
saying he
plastic
saved. I
man.
saved California
They
from
say
what?
California-
Freedom?
No, that's what he says, though. That's
Yeah.
what he says all the time. He says he saved California from us, from
Yeah.
righteousness.
There's a bunch of homeless people masturbating in front of preschools.
They
That's
just
saved.
They just passed a law in California that it's okay to have sex with, I think it was, 14 years old is old enough to consent.
Yeah.
So if you're 50 years old, you can have sex with a 14-year-old now. And the parents can't say no to their kids if they say they're 10 or 12 and they want to be another sex, that they have to let them have surgery and shit.
Yeah, if you're a parent in California and you're not making plans to move, shame on you.
Yeah,
I
it's
agree.
just you're putting your children on a
You're not
buffet.
making plans to siege Sacramento. If you're not making plans to take over an armory, shame on you.
I mean, and people are just wandering around like it's no big deal. I don't know. I just don't understand. I'm a mom, and I'm willing right now to stand on my front porch and die fighting for what I believe.
Yeah, you're a hot mama.
I wouldn't.
But where are all the other people? Where I don't see anybody. I don't see anybody out in their yards or on the streets or going to their capitals in all these states saying we got to do something.
The problem is we all have jobs. The people that
they get arrested.
Jobs.
They get arrested.
That makes a
If
lot
people
of sense.
protested
That's
what
right.
the Democrats are doing, they get arrested.
What Tolbat just
That's
said is
true.
exactly what I said earlier. Because all of us in this panel, we are working. We are being responsible Americans. We're paying our bills. We're being responsible with our cars, with our guns, everything. We're following the rules, and that's why they hate us. They hate us because we are doing what the good Americans are supposed to do. The ones that are out there killing, raping, breaking the law, shoplifting, doing all that, they're the ones that are getting away with everything. And we're paying for it.
Yeah.
And we're paying for other countries to go on vacation and do whatever too. We're paying for everything except for ourselves. We go to the store and it costs us for 3 or 4 bags of groceries. It costs $300.
Oh my God, Vanessa's here.
How long is this supposed to last? How long?
No, I have no
This
idea.
kind of stuff we just can't do it. We can't make it much longer. They're taking our jobs. They're taking our money. They're not letting us see the doctors that we want. They're forcing us against our will to get shots that we don't want. I mean, we are the enemy. You and me, the taxpayer, are the number one enemy to our government right now. That's what
I've been called an asshole all my life, Janet. It's just more fun now that I'm armed and I don't care what I'm called.
It sucks. I mean, it really sucks. I was a
January
patriotic
6th.
Air Force brat. That's all I did was stand up every morning and say the Pledge of Allegiance and listen to Reveille every morning growing up on a base. And now I have to look around and see our government is tearing our country apart in less than 3 years.
Fun fact.
We're turning into Venezuela.
Fun fact, your local department store, i.e. Lowe's or Home Depot or Ace or you name it, has way more things that you can buy that are way more destructive than the firearms you speak of. The end.
I understand.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
January 6th really showed them that they don't have the kind of power that they think they have. They were scared. These people were terrified. They're like, oh shit, there are people, a whole lot of people that will stand up against our bullshit. And they went, we have to do everything we can to destroy these people's lives and show the rest of the country, the rest of the free people, that they're not free. They gave a guy at January 6th 18 years in prison. For what? 2 broken windows?
If those people had came to the Capitol armed,
That's crazy.
it would be totally different. If they had came with the intentions of actually causing an insurrection, they would have done it.
Yeah, this does not fit the definition of an insurrection. It just doesn't. They say it does, but no, it doesn't.
Right. But if they had wanted to, all those people, if they'd have come armed, they could have taken over the Capitol and got what they wanted. Because it would have been, once they had succeeded, thousands, if not millions from around the country would have backed them up.
Wow, yeah.
But it's scary. They didn't do this in regular courts. They did this in a hearing where Nancy Pelosi got to handpick the people that were going to be on the committee. She's like, well, that guy's corrupt as shit. Let's get him on the committee. That guy's corrupt as shit. Let's get him on the committee. This woman, AOC, can barely speak English or read. Let's get her on the committee. And then they passed the strictest sentences they could illegally. The FBI wanted 25 years for every single person that was arrested, and Ray Epps is walking around free. The guy that was instigating the day before and pushing down the barrier at the Capitol building,
now he's
was not arrested.
Charged. He's magically being charged now, right before the election, because of blaming Tucker and Fox. But it's like, dude, you should have been the first one. If anybody was arrested, you should have been the first.
Right.
It's obvious you're a plant.
I wanted to ask you guys something. It's funny that this whole thing about him sending these troops came out, 2 days or 1 day after they said something about who they thought brought the cocaine into the White House?
Yeah.
Don't you guys think that's kind of suspicious? I mean, it seems
by not telling us who it is. They're telling us who it is.
This. It's like one bouncing off the other. Something comes out about the Biden, something bad happens to America. We're going to war, or we're going to do this, or we're going to pay for that, or we're going to do this. It's like, look over there. Look over there.
Yeah.
You know, don't look right here. Look over there.
If you go back to the July 4th footage and watch the president and his family on the balcony, just watch the entire clip and pay attention to nothing but Hunter. And you have your answer. You have your answer about the cocaine.
But then also, I talked about that video, Tolbat. That girl was supposedly, I thought it was a prostitute or something, but it was his granddaughter, the one that was groping him. Remember?
The one that was on ecstasy?
That was in the back behind him and groping her grandpa up and down. And then she lays her head up on the back of his shoulder. I just thought that was creepy as shit. But I didn't know it was his granddaughter.
I mean,
he snorted coke.
Allegedly, he took showers with somebody.
Allegedly.
His daughter.
His
daughter. I was just saying allegedly somebody. I don't know, allegedly.
Well, it was his daughter.
I mean, they're saying that Hunter sniffed coke behind Jill's back when
he
was walking
did.
Away.
At least it looked like it to me. But he was already tweaking.
Look how pale his lips are.
Yeah, but did you see
how
he
looks whack.
His two daughters? The wife was holding the one daughter, the littler one, and the other daughter was down there on the ground, like reaching out for her mom or whatever. And you see him like just spazzing out.
Yeah.
He's all spazzy because he's all coke jacked up on coke.
Go back and watch the Chappelle show. There's a reason Tyrone had white lips. I mean, I'm sorry, Ruben. I know it's funny, but it's true. It's sad. I mean,
it is sad.
You can tell he was coked out of his mind. That was his coke. They're covering for him. Sorry. Not sorry. That's the belief of Tolbat. This is my opinion.
This is the fact that I know why. The thing that I can tell that they're throwing him under the bus is, how did anybody leak the fact they got cocaine in the White House? Somebody leaked it on purpose because they're going to throw him they're throwing Biden under the bus. They're getting rid of him by letting these little things come out, the records that they found, just all these different little things that are popping up. The way that he acted when he went to see the king, walking in front of him and stuff while he's inspecting his troops. They're letting him do all this stuff, and they're letting it be seen and talked about on Fox News. And we know Fox is in on all this stuff. I don't trust Fox News at all. I don't watch them. I haven't watched them in years because they're all corrupt. The Smith-Mundt Act tells me all I need to know about the media, and I don't trust them. You guys, I trust. Friends of
if they get rid of Biden, they don't get rid of Kamala. Will it be Newsom? They put him in. I don't know. That's weird.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think it's going to be Gavin Newsom. I hate to say that, but
damn,
he's going to be our Canadian
leader.
Oh, both of them. Just think about it.
What do you guys think about? What do you guys think about opening the border, absorbing Mexico, all of Mexico as part of the United States?
I could get behind that because that would mean a smaller border wall between Mexico and Honduras.
Exactly.
and most Mexicans
And they work.
will actually work their ass off for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll work. So I'm not worried about that.
Do I get to
I
play
just don't
target
think we should
practice
give
with
them
the
free
cartel?
stuff. Let them work for it. Just like we
only
do.
Well, they
problem I have
wouldn't
is
get free stuff.
cartels.
If we opened the border, they would be in America.
What about
and
cartel?
Well, we'd wipe them out with our military.
That's
Yeah,
gonna
but
be
we're
hard
not.
to do.
We would,
It would
need
be hard
to
to
make sure
do.
that we have the right generals to wipe them out, because
Exactly. Once
otherwise
we get the right people in office.
they just get absorbed into our military like Nazi scientists did back in fucking 1945.
But if you watch that movie, Sandy, The Sound of Freedom,
Yeah.
at the end, after the credit, when Jim Caviezel tells you that our country, the United States of America, is the #1 user of traffic from children. We take them from other countries and our own country, and more people in the United States of America are paying for these children, whether it's for workers, slave labor, sex, all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah, someone decided to remove the
Our
policy
country,
that people
you know?
coming in with children in arms, they're just going to go ahead and not do any kind of DNA testing, which is fairly easy. And there was 8,000 to 9,000 children coming across the border a year vanish.
Right.
I know it's
sad.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
I just
I've
wanna
been
cry.
I've been hounding poor Bruce for a while since I've been on his channel about some of those documentaries about child trafficking. It's
We all
just
know that
things
happens and it's
people
real.
do, and to find out that our country, the country that I was so proud of growing up, is the #1 country of using children that have been trafficked. It's just it just repulses me. Just disgusting.
It does. It's repulsive.
We had a task force
we
that
live
was
in a toxic
working on
world.
the problem.
Yes.
And that task force was
And
dissolved.
that means what Tolbert said, the more I think about it, the more I believe that you're right, Tolbert, that we are the new Babylon.
Yeah,
And that
it's pretty
sucks.
plainly
I hope
spelled
I'm
out in
wrong.
your Revelation,
I hope
man.
I'm wrong. You're wrong, but I don't think you are now that I
Yeah,
really.
Korean John Pierre's up there like, there's no child trafficking ring in the United States. Would you like some adrenochrome?
Baghdad Bob looks really bad, doesn't he?
Bad.
It's just it really is sad. Sandy, did
terrible.
you get to watch that video that I sent about the mother breastfeeding her?
Yeah, see, I was going to say, I don't have a problem with a mother breastfeeding their child, okay? I've seen it in public before.
Even
I'm
a
not grossed
toddler.
out
I don't
about
have a
it,
problem
right.
with that.
But there was something sick about that. Just the whole thing of just seeing that video. And then I read where she did porn with it, and she did pregnancy porn.
Yeah, she
I'm
did
just like,
pregnant porn with her
oh my
husband.
God.
But now on the same channel where she does her porn stuff when she was pregnant, now she's breastfeeding, letting her
And
daughter
She
breastfeed
does breastfeed
on
as she's
camera
having
to
sex.
those people.
Did you go there and look at that? Why she's getting effed? She's breastfeeding and stuff.
Yeah, no, but can
And
we
then
show
you see
that
the kid.
video?
Okay, let me
No,
tell
we're
you
not
this.
showing that video.
Then
No,
you see the kid
no, I'm
reaching
not
down.
saying show it. But can we show like that? What is it called? The Twitter shot, of it. That has the headline and stuff on it. You don't have to show what they're doing.
They probably allow that on YouTube. They just won't
That's
let you
what
speak your mind.
Yeah, they
all
will
liberal.
allow it
They'll
on
allow
YouTube.
it on YouTube.
I posted stuff in my community part of my channel asking why I can't talk about child pedophilia, but they can post pictures of getting their nipples pierced and their genitalia pierced here on YouTube. Why is that? Why can I show my twat close up of it while I'm getting needles poked into it, but I can't talk about somebody that's abusing kids?
Because liberals
how
don't
messed
like
up
it.
is YouTube for that? And
You
I'm
know
probably going to
that?
get my channel taken down now because of
Liberals
that. I
don't
don't give a
like it.
shit. That kind of shit is bullshit.
It is.
And if somebody wants to show their junk getting pierced, I don't have a problem with it, or tattooed on it, but I should still be able to say what I want to say on my channel if they want to show their twat while they're getting pierced. I mean, you see what I'm saying?
You should be able to say anything you want on your channel per the First Amendment. It's ridiculous that they can censor us.
And I have
That's
it right
good.
on my thing. I says my channel is only not for children, period. So if a kid comes in, just like Bruce always says, if some kid's in here listening to me talk, you got a bad parent. because it says right on there. I even me, I just have stupid pickup lines and innuendo and show cleavage in a little more than normal.
How y'all doing? Want to pierce my twat?
But the thing is, I have
I'll
my
pierce your twat, Boosh.
18 and over. I have my innuendo stuff and my dirty jokes for 18 and older on my channel when I know that they can, it's minuscule compared to other people, because I don't want kids to listen to some of the stuff I say, because I actually give a crap about what kids hear,
Janet, I have kids that are subscribed to my channel, and every once in a while they'll throw a comment. What does that mean? And I'm like, why are you on my channel?
Why are you even here, bro?
Whose child are you?
But it's like all I can do is control my little area, right?
How'd you get in my house?
The best I can to do that. And just like any parent does the best they can to guard their children in the environment that they control. But when you send your kid to school, you hope and pray that the teachers are taking good care of their kids as you are with your kids at home. But we're finding out the hard way they aren't, that they're trying to tell them how to masturbate and how to do all this other shit. And it's like, what? I'm just flabbergasted by this, but what's going on with our country.
I pulled my, not my youngest, but the second youngest out of school when the newer age teachers decided to allow children of different ethnicities to bully my child because he was not that particular ethnicity, because they could get away with whatever they wanted because of it.
I'd bully the teacher.
Yeah.
Follow her out to the car or him out to the car.
I'm thankful, Tolbat, that you were able to do that. I'm thankful, because that's one child that's going to be not directly hurt by the stupid people that run schools.
I'm going to be really
more could do it.
Really honest. I mean, I raised my children to be not racist, to not even look at skin color, and because of the way these teachers allow schools to be run in certain areas, children are becoming racist on their own.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I know.
I think if you let this continue, I know this sounds really bad, but majority of people will probably not think for themselves. But I'd say a third of these kids will one of these days wake up and be like, I like Jewish kids, or I like Asian people. And they'll actually start thinking for themselves, and they'll start questioning things. A lot like what Generation X did when we turned 27, and we realized that we couldn't parent like our parents did because it wasn't working. You have to paddle your kids. You can't be your kid's best friend. And other Gen Xers were idiots, and they're like, oh, I can't think for myself, so I'm going to be my kid's best friend. And they have retard kids now that do TikTok videos where they do gun, drive-bys and shit, because your kid's a ghetto thug, and you're a ghetto bitch. And this is the problem with you because you're ghetto. This is a problem in America. It's a demographic, it's a cultural thing. And until we can heal these cultures, they're going to continue to do stupid things. There will be a third of people that will wake up and think for themselves. Mm-hmm. No matter what stupid indoctrination you put in them up until they're 18, when they start having to pay taxes, when they start having to figure out how to catch the buses and navigate the cities that they're stuck in, and they're like, I don't like living like this. And they experience rural living or suburb life. And they're like, how do I move out there? How do I earn enough money to get out there? I've got a master's degree and I'm broke because I'm making $31,000 a year. This isn't right. And they start asking questions and they start getting angry. And then when they start seeing that the system has failed them, then you've got a problem for the system. But that's a solution on two legs, because then if somebody smart, independent thinking says, hey, listen, I need you to come talk to some people. I need them to hear your story.
Right.
So you've got an advocate. You've got an ally that can say, like, listen, I was raised in a single parent home. My mom was my best friend, and she never paddled me a day of her life. And now I've got 3 kids of my own, and I found out I can't be friends with them. I got to yell at my kids, and when the yelling doesn't work, the belt comes off my ass, and I got to spank them. And I figured out how to get out of the apartment living. I figured out how to live out in the village like I wanted to, away from the big city. but I had to get smart, and I had to take time and accountability into myself. And
that's the biggest problem. A lot of people just wait for somebody to help them out of it, and it's like you have to do it yourself.
And that's it.
Well, they wait because what kids, okay, like my own, I can only go from my own experience. And we had parents that had rules. We had to follow the rules. We had to do our chores. We had to do our homework, or we got punished. You know, we didn't get our allowance, or we didn't get to buy the shoes that we wanted, or something. It was always some kind of punishment when we didn't do the right
Wait
thing.
Wait a minute. You mean you got a choice between you didn't get the shoes you wanted or whatever? You didn't get taken out back and get to pick your own switch off the tree?
Oh, I talked about that already, and how you would always pick a real skinny one that would wrap around your leg.
Because I never got the option of, hey, you're not going to get that drink tonight. Or, hey,
Well, as you got older, you did, because when we were little, we got spankings. But when we got older, Mom would say, you know, I'm not going to help you get your senior ring, or I'm not going to help you get your prom dress, or whatever, if we didn't pass this grade, or, you know, that's how we were raised. We had to be responsible. And in the summer, we had to work at the chicken plant, because that was the only place there was to work, to save the money to do certain things that we wanted to do. Like, you know, if we wanted a purse or certain things. I didn't want that, but Sandy would want stuff like that. And we had to earn it. You know, we weren't just handed stuff. Okay.
Chickens are not plants.
But the thing is, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing all these kids in any of these towns or cities. Okay. When they go and they join, they're hanging out with their friends, and they have somebody tell them, hey, if you go sell this to the so-and-so down the street, you'll make $10, you know, whatever. So why would a kid that can go work at McDonald's and make $10 an hour go work at McDonald's when this guy down the street that's selling drugs says, hey, you take this bag here, take that there, you'll get $50, and it took them 30 minutes. You see what I mean? So they make more money doing things that they know are illegal.
They can do that as well too.
Yeah, that's true.
You see? That's why I'm saying breaking the law is easy when you see the cash waving in front of you. And
they don't read the newspaper, and they don't watch the news to see that, oh, there's a 14-year-old that was doing the exact same thing I'm doing, and he got shot.
You're right.
They don't see any of that stuff.
We're invincible when we're young. We think nothing's going to happen to us. Oh, it won't happen to me. Everybody says that.
I love Chicago. I really do. Every time somebody gives this stupid liberal talking point, you can just hold up Chicago as Exhibit A.
Oh yeah, that's a good reason to like, yeah. Let's get rid of guns. Crime will go down. It's up. Let's see, 6,300% since 1995. So I don't think it's working.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what works? Hard fucking punishments and good policing. How do I know that? Because my family lived in New York City during the reign of Rudy the First, and it fucking worked. You saw that city change almost within a year's time, almost overnight.
It was 2 years, and it was a completely different city. Yeah. I was there in 94 and 95, and then I was there in 2001 and 2003. 2004, 2005, 2000.
06 and 07 was pretty good too. That's the only time I've ever been was in 06, 07, 08 range.
Yeah, it was a completely different town from the 90s.
No, I'm wrong. It was between 02 and 06 that I went, and it was great. I felt safe in New York. I wouldn't go if you paid. I wouldn't go if you paid me now.
Well, I was 14 when I went there one time with my aunt, and we went into Manhattan. We went into the city, and we dined al fresco, very fancy. And we started walking to see Miss Saigon live on Broadway, third row center. And I was really excited. And once we got out, like the subway was was pretty bad. We were outside the city. We drove into the city and got on a train, and then took a train into Manhattan. And we got out of the train in Manhattan. And I said, "What smells like pee?" And she said, "Probably pee." I was just like, "Great, that's amazing." And we got up and it's crazy because it's so dark down there. And when you come up and it's daylight, it's like it really fucked up my eyes. Like I was like, holy shit! Like if we were in a cave, and it was noisy. And over to the right, there's a woman on a literal soapbox screaming with a picture of a woman that has nipple piercings. Could have been a twat piercing just to appease Janet. And she's got a crowd in front of her. She's got a megaphone, and she's just screaming her head off. And I'm like, oh my God. And over to the left, there's a guy like doing something with himself with his hands in his pants, probably just scratching, hopefully.
When was this?
90, I believe that was the 94 or 95 trip.
And we're right back to that now, I guess.
95. Yeah, exactly.
Well, remember,
so we started crossing the street, and I'm like 14, like I'm not a little kid, and I slipped my hand into hers as we crossed the street, like I was legitimately.
Well, yeah, but remember when Giuliani became the mayor of New York City, that everybody was so excited and happy because they said he did a great job because he hired more police and he started building up the city. Well, I'm talking about the normal taxpayers and stuff, the ones that were being tormented on a daily basis because their cars were getting broken into and their homes were getting broken into and they were getting robbed at knife point and gunpoint and blah, blah, blah. So he made a big difference and people were excited and happy about it. But the thing is that we become so complacent in such a short amount of time for some reason. We just kind of go, it's like we go into a zombie state or something and we forget. Or not me. I mean, I like to talk and I blab and harass people 24/7. I'm just not like that. I'm not like most people. But it seems like most people just go, oh well, everything's great now, and they just go back to their lives and they stop worrying about it until it's so bad that they got to go back and say we got to get something else done. Because look at New York City now. It looks like Giuliani was never even mayor.
It's worse.
I know. So it's like, and then you go around, go to look at Texas. I can use Texas because I drive through Texas a lot. And all the cities that are there, you can tell by driving into them, they're all run by the wrong people.
Yeah.
Because they're turning into dumps. They're dumps. They're dirty. New Orleans was so bad. It's gotten so bad. There's trash everywhere. There's homeless people everywhere. The crime rate. It smells like pee. It smells like throw up. It's just disgusting.
The Hunger Games was a premonition.
And you're paying taxes for it to look that way. And what do they say? Oh, if we just had more money, we could fix it. But that's all. They never fix it.
They got tons of money after Katrina. They got tons and tons of money, and they were supposed to use it to fix a lot of infrastructure. None of the infrastructure.
Half of the people that lived in the quarter. They sent them out to different places, and when they came back, they couldn't afford to fix, their shotgun homes or their buildings, and then they put regulations that if it's in the French Quarter. On Canal Street or anywhere in this certain area, they had to have original doorknobs. They had original glass. They had to have original this, that, and the other to keep it the same as it was when the original building was built. Well, guess what? Most of those people couldn't afford it, and they didn't have insurance, so they had to sell. So they sold out, and people with money moved in, and now it's they couldn't afford to go back. They didn't have the money. They didn't have the rents. Tripled. And
the housing authority took over and moved. The housing authority did with tax money. Moved some, let's say, just people. Moved some people into those areas.
And Santa Fe and Austin, and then in Georgia, the big cities in Georgia and Alabama, and all those cities are just, overrun.
We had a bunch coming to Tampa when I worked at Walmart. I'm like, hey, can you help me with this? And he's like, nah. And he would just leave. Mm-hmm. I was lead of Frozen. This was right after Katrina, so 2007? Is that right? Whenever it was. No, 2005 was before that. Mm-hmm. And I said, this guy, he got sent to my department. And I went to management. I'm like, I asked him to do something. He just walks away. They're like, oh, you need to be more forceful. I'm like, give me an example. And they went, oh, just be more forceful. I'm like, give me an example. Manage me. You're my boss. Manage me. How do I get him to do his job? They're like, well, I don't know. What do you want us to do? Fire him? And I said, yeah. I don't have the authority to fire him. You do. Fire his ass. He leaves and goes on a smoke break every 5 minutes.
And you couldn't fire people?
No, I would just, this person works on this aisle. This is what we're doing. We're doing ice cream at this point. We're doing frozen dinners at this point. We're doing pizza at this point.
Yeah.
I would send, this person's close to being done on their section. I was also stocking at the same time. Like, I didn't just stand there. This person's almost done with waffles. Okay, you, guy from Colombia that doesn't speak English. Ice cream. Por favor. Leche frío. Vámonos. And he would go get the ice cream out of the freezer, and then when the other two were done with their job, they would join us and do the. That was my job. So no, I didn't have the authority to fire him. I wasn't a manager. I was just lead. And this dude from New Orleans, he was let's call him a refugee. I'd be like, hey, can you go help on the breakfast aisle with whatever this guy's doing? No, I'm not going to do that right now. What do you mean you're not going to do that? Oh, got to go to the bathroom. You just went to the bathroom 15 minutes ago. How about a drug test? Like, hey, no, I'm not doing that. And he got sent for. He was in furniture. This is a super Walmart. He's in furniture, and the same problem over there. He just wouldn't work. He just fuck off. So they sent him to me. I'm like, yes, fire him. Oh, we can't. He's a refugee.
Well, see, it's same in I don't know what cities everyone lives in, but in New Orleans there was there's a law in most states that I've been in. This is what it was. When you have like a car accident or whatever, the ambulance can come right away, right? And the firemen will be there to put the fire out or whatever. If it's dangerous, the people in the ambulance aren't allowed to approach whatever the situation is. So, lives are at stake because the faster they can get medical attention, the better. But like in the quarter, let's say there's a shooting or something, right? Or a stabbing. Well, until they find the suspect or they know that there's no one around, to hurt the paramedics while they're working on someone, they're not even allowed to even approach the person. So it's like utter chaos, especially in all these places that you hear about Antifa, the riots and all that, and the cops are told to stand down. Well, guess what? People die and more people die because the people that take care of the ambulances and stuff can't go in. They're not allowed to go in there and risk their lives to be attacked or beaten or their drugs being taken away from them because they have morphine and other stuff on their ambulance. So, and then who gets blamed? They blame the people that didn't come and do anything because the cops never showed up. Okay. And then it all goes back to the people who made the rule that they couldn't go in. See, no one blames the mayor or the other little city council people or whatever saying, well, it's not worth it, us having cops go in there because we need to just let them just get it out of their system.
Yeah, they're going to get out of their system every single day of the week.
It's like, the mayor, they're getting their paychecks every month or every week or whatever from the taxpayers. Okay. The taxpayers aren't making any money because all their businesses are being robbed or burned or looted. Okay. And so the people that work at these businesses aren't getting a paycheck. So they can't pay their rent. They can't buy food for their family. They can't do any of these things. So everything caves,
So they're sure as hell going to keep paying their taxes.
But for some reason, these mayors and these city councils and stuff, they don't understand any of this for some reason. They
understand it just fine. Trust me.
They understand.
They know exactly what's happening.
Care.
But where's the money going to come from to pay them?
The federal government. You didn't know that?
Just borrow it. Borrow.
That's what it is. They're printing money. Our country is printing money every day to collapse our money. One day we're going to be able to pick up a pile of cash and turn it and burn it or wipe our ass
I have
with
a
it
solution for everyone.
because it's worth nothing. Yes, Sandy. go
Everyone
ahead.
needs to go to college, become a career college student, get your loans, live high on the hog, make a few appearances in class and stuff, be right above failing as long as you're passing, and then Biden will wipe away all your debt. Woohoo! We're all set.
That's called bleeding the beast.
There you go. If they can do it, why can't we do it?
Oh, it's just driving me crazy.
Because we're not horrible monsters.
Okay, well, maybe I am a little bit then.
I remember when when we went to high school, we
Yeah.
had, and then we started to go to, right before we were going to go to out of high school, we had counselors and stuff in our school, and they'd say, well, what do you think you want to do when you graduate? Okay, they asked me that. What do you want to do when you graduate from high school? And I was like, oh, I really haven't thought about it. I'm thinking
I would stick needles in my twat.
I might do this or I might do that, blah, blah, blah. And so that they would tell you, well, you should take typing and you should do this and you should do that. So you can either get a secretarial job or you could apply to become a nurse, or, they push you in a direction, but they don't do that anymore. They don't even teach you.
Where
You don't
did
even
you have that?
You went to a different school than I did.
Hell yeah, I did.
Your
'Cause I
father
could go
was
to
all over the
Dallas
place.
and
Jesus.
Pages and get money that way to pay for my school. Shit.
Well, you went to a different school. I'm not going to say the schools that we went
I
to.
know that, but I'm just saying, damn.
Okay.
Did he just pop up, get a lady pregnant in a different city, and just go, all right, this child's yours now?
We were in the same house, except that depending on what grade, which school you went to, right?
I know that the districts changed and we had to go to
different schools do different things, and that's all I was saying. For this part, you have to be in, I think it was 10th grade when they first started asking you that, so that you could get credits in certain
They never
things.
asked me that. That's the thing. I was like, what the hell?
That's why everybody that graduated from your school, once my school closed, your school, no one could read and write or get a job. That's why
right.
the cookie plant's always busy.
Hey, I'm proud. I graduated the top 10 of my class because there was only 10 of us there.
I know. Hey, I graduated from, I had 23 people in my senior class and 6 of them failed. So there you go.
Terrible,
It wasn't that hard, was it?
No.
See, you guys are kind of getting an idea of why we are the way we are.
At least they failed people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had 2 high school graduates that I hired for jobs at the restaurant I was managing. One could not read. Well, kind of. She could kind of read. The other one couldn't make change. She could not. The bill was $13.75. She could not figure out change from a $20 bill. $6 and 6 1/4.
I went to
$6 1/4. Couldn't figure it out.
Tells you how much change to give.
She didn't know how to make 25 cents change.
Yeah, I went to.
It's a quarter. It's 1 coin. She didn't know that.
Hey, Boosh. Wow. Colbat's trying to say something.
Oh, sorry.
Two employees at Chick-fil-A couldn't make change, so I pulled around, and the manager had to give me my change, and it was still wrong.
Yeah, I'm sorry. They's retarded. Here you go.
They's retarded.
And it's.
But right now, though, think about it. We've got. I see help wanted signs in a lot of businesses. They can't get people to work because
I've seen help wanted signs too, and they have bonuses out there like $500 sign-on bonus. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you get on the dole, the public dole, and all you got to do is say, "Well, I applied here and I applied there," and you still get another check. See?
Yeah.
It's easier to sit on your ass at home and then get out once a week and look for a job that you don't really want, because it's either you going knowing you're not going to get hired because you're not qualified for whatever it is that you're applying for, right? So it's like, I don't know.
No, those help wanted signs are bullshit. I've applied to these places, and I'll call a week later, or just to check up. Oh, we haven't reviewed it yet. I was like, oh well, I'm in a bit of a situation, with what's going on with the economy. I really appreciate it if you could just take a look and check me out. I think we can work together. I call a week later. Oh, the position's been filled. Oh, okay. Go by the business. Help wanted. Oh,
I know.
okay. No, they're not trying to get employees. There's something going on. I don't remember exactly what it was, but someone told me about it. Like, if they have that help wanted sign out there, they can. I don't remember what it is. They said they have more jobs available or something like that. Like more jobs are available, so because of all these help wanted signs out in front of the store. Like, but it's a lie. Like they don't have jobs available. They're just saying they do.
Yeah,
because
they're wanting certain people to apply.
A certain clientele to come and apply.
So.
Yeah, like a certain employee that's standing, right behind the counter, staring at his phone, looking at TikTok videos, while there's three customers trying to get an order. Yeah, like that.
Yeah, but that's exactly right. That's why so many people are doing things for themselves, like Uber drivers.
DoorDash.
What's that thing about the food that delivers food? Yeah, DoorDash.
That's what I do.
And
gas is fucking killing me. It's $3.75 a gallon. God damn it!
Yeah, but
it would be great if it were $2 a gallon. I'd be making money.
I want a pizza.
It's a job.
I wouldn't have to. It is a job. I wouldn't have to ask my mom to help me repair my fucking car.
I mean, honestly, if I was hungry, I would go right now and get a job at the chicken plant again.
I did
that's a nasty job. A lot of people do not want to do it, but I would.
You got to do what you got to do.
That's right. I would do that. And I would be a waitress. I have been a waitress in a Navy bar where I was getting pinched left and right, slapped on the ass, pulled down in people's laps. I mean, all that stuff. I've done all kinds of jobs.
Same. That happened to me too.
Yep, me too.
I bet so.
So, because you had to wear,
you were going to ask me a question.
You had to wear. It was
I want to know the
Navy
details.
bar, and I had to wear a little skirt and a hat. I had to dress like a little Navy girl.
Same.
What about Boosh? Yeah, I want to know about Boosh, Janet. Come on, let Boosh talk about it.
Boosh, what were you wearing?
I was naked. That's why I didn't get hired. They're like, sir, you have to wear clothes to the interview.
Oh my God!
Okay.
I mean, I worked at a topless bar in Dallas.
Oh, Winky! Hi, Winky.
Oh God!
Winky woo.
Winky wakey woo.
Yeah. Hi, Travis. Welcome. I'm sorry, I wasn't looking at the chat. I was too busy talking about two things at once.
In Canada, we're talking so much.
Oh no, it's so bad. I'm really sorry.
Everybody.
I did a quick Google on what Boosh was talking about, and what it looks like is businesses put those help wanted signs out so it looks like they're hiring, so that they can continue to work their employees on skeleton crews and long hours and get the most out of them for less money without actually hiring someone.
Yes, they do not make the 40 hours a week, so they get they don't get bonuses, and they're not eligible for insurance.
Wow.
And they will never get overtime. They will never get overtime.
How horrible!
Oh yeah, they're pieces of shit.
Yeah,
they were doing that. They were doing that at Taco Bell right before I quit. I'm like, you can't do this to us. Like, we need help. You have management on the line, 24 hours or not 24 hours a day. 8 a.m. to 2 in the morning. You have managers working the line. They're like, but you demand that we do all of these other positions as well. Like, what? You want me to do? You want me to do my food
Walmart
prep?
does it. Bunches of grocery stores and stuff do it. A lot of chain businesses do that. Taco Bell, bunches of other, McDonald's and stuff. They don't want. They want the fewer, the better of full-time employees, because then they don't have to offer, dental, vision, or any of that stuff.
To be fair, a lot of those fast food places are franchises, and they're getting screwed over by the corporation, and are
not anymore
anything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's true. Yeah. A lot of the franchises are owned by huge corporations now too.
Yeah, there's only one Taco Bell in the. There's two Taco Bells in the Houston area. One was under the district purview of my district manager, that was franchised. There's another one that was under the purview of a different district manager that was franchised. All of the rest of the other Taco Bells in Houston are company.
Well, all Subways are franchised. I'm not sure about like Jersey Mike's are franchised. Burger Kings have corporations that own franchises, and they usually own hundreds of Burger Kings.
There's a lot of stuff going on with Burger King right now, and I guess a lot of people are just walking out of that job Like there was a meme put up within 36 hours. Somebody had written on the sign, "So sorry, I know it's inconvenient, but we all left. We have quit."
That's awesome.
I mean, one of my coworkers, when I was a cement truck driver, one of my coworkers' brother, who I also worked with there, he managed a Burger King, and they refused to honor his days off. They refused to honor the maternity leave of one of his shift leads. They refused to honor a lot of stuff. And I don't know if it was a franchise or actually a BK corporate. So they just closed down the Burger King in Washington, Illinois one day, which is a subdivision or a small town around Peoria. And that was like big news for about a month while BK tried to figure out what they were going to do next.
Wow. That's crazy.
BK went woke, Travis.
Yeah, so basically they really did the song, "Take this job and shove it."
Yeah.
You know, that's awesome. That should go on the news. I've been real happy to have to put that on there, talk about it. I mean, that's some good employees. I got sick of the way
I've been hearing bad things about Hilton as well. Like they're just like a step down in terms of like how well they manage their business and how well they treated the employees. Just a step down from Marriott. Marriott was phenomenal.
But you think about it, it's just like the government. I mean, the government does every single thing it can possibly do to skimp on everything. You know, they don't want to pay you, a really good wage. They don't want to give you anything that they think, oh, there's my storm's coming again. They don't want to, offer a decent, medical. See, I just don't understand that, because I remember when I was little, we were in the military, so we went to the military base hospital and stuff for our checkups and stuff, but it was important. And I remember going to one of the checkups and I was upset because my mother was taking us, and it was my mom had my little sister in her arms, and then Sandy was standing there next to me, and we were like, why do we have to get a checkup? We don't want a checkup because we were worried we were going to get a shot, is what I'm pretty sure that's what we were worried about. And Mom said, if you go to get checkups, they can find stuff that might be wrong with you so you don't get really sick.
That's when we found you were retarded.
The thing is that maintenance is just like your car. You get your oil changed. You try to make sure the fluid levels are right. You check the air in your tires. You do all these things so your car doesn't break down. So if you do the same thing with people and they're getting checkups regularly, like your teeth and your eyes care and stuff like that, your longevity lasts longer because you're healthier. See what I mean? You're catching something, just like mammograms. In America, women have a better chance of survival from breast cancer because of our checkups and our treatments. A woman goes and gets a mammogram every year after a certain age because that's where the risks are. When you get older and older, I think it's 30, you have to start getting mammograms, right? Well, you're going in because they smash your boobs in these horrible machines, and it really hurts and it's terrible. I cry every time I get one, but it lowers my risk of dying from breast cancer if they get the tumor when it's really little. That's why in Canada and in other countries that are on whatever that universal medicine, they have like one mammogram machine for 1 million women. See how, and then they're dying. I mean, I have a sister that was in Norway, okay, and
Norway, your father does get around Norway.
Well, okay. There was married to a Norwegian. She found out she had breast cancer, and he immediately sent her to America because there's 90% of women in Norway with breast cancer die. Okay. Usually by the time that you get in to get a mammogram, if you did have breast cancer, it's already in your lymph nodes and stuff. It takes so long to get the right care. That's why I don't believe in universal medical, because your chances go down for survival depending on what your regulations are. It hurts you in the long run. if you can afford to pay a little extra money to get good insurance, it's worth it. If like we were told, like I was told when I started working, to save money and put it aside, because that money would be the money that would be taken out of my check, when I go to a real job, where I'm going to start, paying my own way, to take it out for your dental, your eye care, and your other stuff. Because if you're already missing it out of your check from day one, you're never going to get used to that extra money and say, oh, I'd rather just keep the extra money because I need the extra money. You get used to living on a smaller budget. So you're more savvy when it comes to your money, like clipping coupons and going to thrift stores and things like that. I learned how to sew, so I can make curtains and bedspreads and make pillowcases or whatever. I tried to learn to do as much as I could so that I could live on a smaller budget and be able to have the insurance for my teeth or whatever else I needed, because that's what my mom taught us, to try to be able to take care of ourselves when we were moving out. I was lucky because I had wonderful parents. I just had wonderful parents that cared enough about us to try to prepare us for when we did leave home, that we could take care of ourselves. And what I see now is so many people that can't leave home because they don't know how to take care of themselves at 30. You know what I mean? It's sad and scary.
And they want people to take care of them.
Yes. They leave their parents' house at 30 years old and marry someone, and then they expect her to take care of them.
Yeah,
do all the things.
They have no drive to
Mommy
take
and
care of
Daddy
themselves
did.
or anybody else. I see that
Right.
a lot now. It's sad.
It is sad.
But what do we do? How do we fix our country when we have a whole generation of people that don't know how to do anything?
We get
To take care of
destroyed, which is what's going to happen.
I know,
Right.
and that's what's sad. That's what I've been watching slowly happen, and I'm like, I don't understand it, and it's hard for me to understand it because I wasn't raised that way. But to see so many people raise their kids that way, to me, I don't understand it. They want to be their kids' best friends and hang out with them and stuff, but they don't want to teach them how to balance a checkbook.
The fall of Rome is happening again.
But our country's lasted longer than most countries last
I
before it imploded.
If you want to share a meme I sent you, Janet, I gave you a meme so we can
Where'd you
laugh.
send it at?
It's on your Discord.
Okay, I'm gonna go to my Discord real quick. Oh no, I'm kind of scared to see it.
The next story I had was actually good news.
What is it?
California, that was blocking that child trafficking law. The bill was to charge it as a pretty severe felony. California was trying to block it. It's a what is it
That's
called?
disgusting.
California Assembly of Public Safety. They're like, no. You can't charge child traffickers harshly. So since then, they've been forced to actually pass it. They weren't forced. They got a lot of negative press in the last 3 days, and Twitter's going nuts. Yeah, so you're saying people that traffic children, like 8-year-olds, dude, they're not going to be charged with a felony? It's a misdemeanor? So they went back on that and did pass the bill.
I noticed.
Oh, they did pass it. Okay.
With Bud
Yes.
Light, how much power
But for
we
optics,
actually
not-
have.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I know.
I said I've noticed lately with Bud Light how much power we actually have.
Yeah, that's why they had to do January 6th so harshly. It's because
That's what I'm
they're like,
saying.
oh shit, these people do have power. We need to.
Yeah, but my concern is that everything here, be it Target, be it Bud Light, be it just
Ben and
anything that
Jerry's.
goes on in the news, Ben and Jerry's, yeah, it's someone's short selling those stocks. Someone's making money off of this. They do
That's
sacrificial
Pelosi.
lambs, basic. Yeah,
That's true.
somebody did I swear somebody did a Disney deal back when they knew this was coming out to short it and then making money too. Because
Ike Perlmutter saw it coming, and
Right.
he sold
That's
his
what's
stock
true,
before
Ruben.
it tanked, and now that it's
Yeah.
tanking, he's buying it back again.
right, yeah, but that's the
Ruben's
thing,
right.
but the thing is that here is the dark side of the whole thing. every single time with that they throw out an article, they either a movie, whatever it may be, and then there's this whole like uproar, like with Bud Light now, what that's going on. But what all this does is it lets Anheuser-Busch have some data, and they can know where the Democrats need to go to find to get votes, the places that rejected Bud Light, so they can use the data against us. But again, boycotting is boycotting. But that's why this election and every election moving forward, we can no longer just be sitting on the sidelines. They can start acting and getting in more involved.
It's true. I agree. Well said. Yeah.
And that's why I like you both, or all of you all. I should say not you both. Well, you both the girls, of course, but then everybody here there's something that has to be done, because again, the fact that we can do Twitter, and Janet, you does great on with the whole spaces thing, and then everything that's out there that she does on Twitter and all that. Like, because again, we have to keep you have to keep the conversation going, because it's gonna change people's minds. Because again, if something bad happens, be it natural, unnatural, whatever, we have to continue to be good Americans, no matter what. Yes, we could complain about everything that's going on, but the most important thing here, if things go wrong, we need to step up, be good, which we always have been. And that was the whole idea. That even when Biden got, when Biden was good in office, you're okay. Let's all get together, and then it's still continuing to break down. I'm just done with that stuff.
Right. Agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry.
Well said, Ruben.
Did we lose her?
Who,
yeah.
Janet?
Sorry.
Yeah, I think we lost Janet.
It's electricity, man. The storm is really hitting us.
Yeah.
I
think I have to jump off here too, guys. I have to
Okay.
go take care of some family stuff.
That.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Hey, it was good to meet you, Tolbat.
You as well.
Yes, sir.
Ruben, as always, a pleasure. Boosh, a pleasure. Bruce, a pleasure.
Are you on Twitter?
Good to meet you, Tolbat.
I am at Tolbat27, and then
I will follow you. Thank
on
you.
YouTube, I'm just Tolbat.
Okay.
All right, y'all have a good night.
Have a good one.
Tell Janet I said thank you.
Okay.
Do you guys want to go ahead and call it?
Yeah, let's call it.
It's been an hour and a half.
Oh, you can cut it off?
The only thing we can't do is shut it off, which I think if we call it, it's going to be kind of bad.
Let's keep going until she gets back.
It'll still be going on.
Yeah, you're right.
You know it is.
This is weird, isn't it?
Welcome to the shit show. This is what happens.
Well, we could talk about another topic that I have.
Please.
I can't bring up the article, but I can read the article.
Student
so
magic
the past week, I believe the number is 2,000 different individuals have said that things are going on at AMC Theater when they try to go see The Sound of Freedom.
Yeah?
And yes, with the AC's been cut off. That's a big one. That's one that keeps being said a lot. The other is the lights inside were never turned down, or staff was rude to them, especially when they're buying tickets and as they're going to the theater. So all of these things have been brought up, and one of the things that I saw from, was it Adam Aaron? No, it was someone else. Hang on, if I can find the tweet. The people involved in Angel Studios, which is the distributor of this film, said, I am co-founder of Angel Studios, and I would like to personally thank you for how amazing you have been as a partner, talking to the CEO of AMC. Many of your managers have reached out to me personally and told me they love what is happening and have worked hard and long to bring a great experience to Sound of Freedom fans. Now, this is a very diplomatic response. Instead of saying, hey, why is this going on in your theaters? They said, oh, thank you so much for showing our film in your theaters. If they had said anything other than that, they'd be excoriating the media, like, oh, this person hates AMC, blah, blah, blah. They just make something up and lie. Another one is from Neil Harmon, who is the CEO of Angel Studios, says, we are grateful to help you. We're grateful that you helped them to support this film. Talking to Adam Aaron, who is the CEO. The CEO said on Twitter, really bizarre FUD floating around Twitter that we are suppressing attendance for Sound of Freedom. Yesterday we showed that movie 3,000 times in our 570 U.S. theaters. More than 100,000 people watched it this week in AMC theaters. Misinformation on Twitter is astonishing. Bots, haters.
Yes.
So that's a really interesting statement because
Yes.
he's not talking about the refunds. I've worked at a theater and I've talked to people that have managed theaters.
Yeah.
It is extremely difficult to get a refund at a theater. There's got to be, if you buy ahead, there's got to be some kind of act of God. If you're physically in the theater and have sat in your seat and get up and walk out, they're not going to refund your ticket. So it's really strange that all of these people are getting refunds because that money then does not go to Angel Films. Or is it? What's it called? Not Angel Films.
Now, I don't know if you know this, but is the money that they get
Angel
for
Studios.
the movie, do they use it to fund what they're doing, or?
Yes.
Awesome.
They're working with Operation Underground Freedom. No,
I love it.
Underground Railroad. Operation Underground Railroad.
Okay, then I'm gonna buy more tickets, even though I don't see it then.
It's so
I've
funny.
been hearing a lot of stuff from AMC ex-employees.
Yeah.
And that's probably one of the worst theater chains in America, next to George Carasota's theaters, which is George Carasota's Cinemas, which I believe is now gone. AMC has bought most of those out, but
Wow.
AMC was really poorly managed. They were trying to kill that stock on Reddit through Wall Street Bets. There's an interesting subreddit group that fucks with stocks a bit when they see hedge fund managers trying to screw over something that might be beloved. They kind of get the word out and they make it very difficult for something to get purchased under another larger piece of shit umbrella. And I'm not saying Reddit's a great place to go, okay? It's just like your Twitter.
Right.
Reddit's where you go to get cancer.
Right.
And I don't suggest any of you do that. So I'm just saying that whenever I was reading this, I called a friend of mine in Springfield, Illinois, and I said, "You worked for AMC Theaters a while back, didn't you, in Dana?" He's like, "Yeah, I did." And I'm like, "Can you tell me about that real quick?" And so he told me, like, they never updated anything until it was forcibly put upon them to update their HVAC because it was against fire code. That was in 1988 through 1998. And then 2003, they had to redo the theater because they had new building codes make their way south into southern Illinois, which if you've ever been to Payne, Illinois, it's kind of south. It's in central south, like San Antonio, central south of Texas. It's just a little crappy town that had a lot of money dumped into it for this theater. And even when they got the new theater put in, they didn't take good care of it.
Right.
And so he's telling me all this other stuff, like electrical problems would happen all the time. And they refunded probably about 3% of their tickets because things would happen, projector blow up, or just bad luck.
Right.
AMC just isn't a place where, if you are a cinema snob, if you have an AMC theater near you, you probably don't go to it. They do have a lot of theaters out there, but they're not given a huge budget to fix things with. A lot of them are aging buildings. The digital really hasn't taken over AMC from what I heard.
Wow.
Maybe in the next few years that will happen, but I really doubt it. Everything I keep hearing about AMC theaters is it's just not a place where you go to watch really good movies. If you want to watch something from like 1978, you could go to an AMC theater and have a 1978 experience, and it'd be authentic. But I wouldn't go there for anything from like 2012, or I wouldn't watch Avatar there. I wouldn't watch the Titanic there. I'm just saying, and I'm not trying to.
I completely understand that, but this is an interesting situation. So AMC has been like this for a long time.
Yes.
I never experienced it myself. That was my go-to theater in Tampa. That was the closest one after they shut down the Dollar Theater. That was really annoying.
Yeah.
I haven't really experienced anything you're talking about. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but what's happening with this film specifically is that people are, because they're sweating in the theater because it's too hot.
Sabotage.
If this had been going on so much, why weren't we hearing about it, 10 years ago when Twitter started going boom?
Right.
It would have been all over Twitter for lots of different movies. How come this one specifically is having all of this stuff on it? It was 2,000 people on TikTok, several thousand people on Twitter, posting on Twitter. It didn't have AC, the lights didn't go down, the movie started 20 minutes late, etc., etc. That's fine if it's happening to every film, but it doesn't seem to be the case. It seems to be this one specifically. So either it's not happening at all and these thousands of people are lying, or, it's just a really, really strange coincidence that this has been going on with AMC for years, and it just now started being brought to the front.
Okay, this is the first big year that the theaters are back. Okay.
True.
Last year, I think it's kicked off with Top Gun, but we haven't had a full 12 months really. And it's just, you don't have a lot of people that have forgotten or that remember what the theater experience is. Like, there's a theater in Springfield, Illinois, that I'm very familiar with. But whenever I go there, last time I was there was in 2012, I think, or no, 2010. And the ceiling fan is still getting projected screen. You're seeing, like, they don't know how to focus a projector and lower it and just make the image a little smaller so you're not projecting onto the curtains and onto the ceiling fans. And it was consistently bad. Thank God it was a dollar theater. Hey, Six Nation 31 Kings, how you doing? It's just really weird that, these situations have been like this. There's a lot of theaters. I only go to one brand of theater now. Guess what? It's Alamo Drafthouse. No surprise there. I'll spend $40 for myself to go to this theater because a half hour before the show starts, you get a pre-show.
Really?
You get a beer for like $6, which that sounds kind of pricey, but it's a beer in like a 20-ounce or 30-ounce stein.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of beer, and this is a blueberry tea I made. Anyway, you get a big beer, and you can buy a pitcher. Well, not anymore in San Antonio. They still can do that in Houston. But you can buy a pitcher of this stuff, and then you go watch the pre-show. If you're watching a comic book movie, or I'll just give you the example of Star Wars. I saw Force Awakens in theaters.
Oh, no.
It was a miserable
I
film.
did too, but it was free.
But as the first 30 minutes was like Donahue excerpts from 1978 with the cast on Donahue. And then you're watching like little bits of the making of Star Wars. And then there's like 7 minutes of Kenner commercials. And Alamo Drafthouse does all of this. They put together a pre-show for every movie that I've ever seen there. So you'll see like 30 minutes of what the director's done before, what the cast has done before, what this franchise is known for. They give you memorabilia. And then the last 5 minutes of that, they showed us the last thing that happened on film was Return of the Jedi, and it ended with the Ewoks dancing, and Princess Leia looks hot, and she's, with Han, and Han's wearing the same shit from 1977. It's whatever. And that's like, that was cool. That's why I went to go see that movie there.
All right.
Now, mind you, I fell asleep watching that fucking movie because there was a lightsaber battle, but the person doing the lightsaber choreography thought, no, studied and brave female win. And as I'm watching this, I'm like, you fucking shit the bed. So I fell asleep because there was nothing else to do but wait for this thing to roll credits. Fuck this place.
So I was talking earlier about how the CEO of Angel Studios and one of the marketing directors of Angel Studios made very diplomatic responses to the criticism of AMC. They thanked people for seeing the movie. They thanked AMC for showing the movie. The CEO of the AMC, Adam Aaron, was not diplomatic. He didn't say, Thank you for coming to see the film. We apologize for any inconveniences that may have happened, which is the response that I would have given. He said, you're all crazy, you're all bots, you're all haters, it's conspiracy theory. Now, when someone tells me that, my brain goes, wait a minute, that sounds familiar. So
Yeah,
I don't trust him. He's not being diplomatic. He's attacking his customers.
Right.
He's telling them that they're conspiracy theorists and they're haters or they're probably bots. They're spreading misinformation on Twitter. And as Bruce just pointed out, this has been a problem at AMC since, what do you say, 1989?
Yeah.
So no, it's not a bot. It's not a hater. This is factually happening. And his response is, oh, well, no, you're just, no.
It sounds like Starbucks and what was that the ice cream place?
Ben and Jerry's.
Same thing. Yeah, Ben and Jerry's. It sounds like all those people.
Yeah.
So again, I'm not saying that
Everyone's
it was a
fault but
targeted
ours.
attack. I'm not saying it was a targeted attack by AMC. A lot of people were thinking it could just be people that work there going, yo, this is shining a light on things that we don't want a light shined on. So they're sabotaging. Could be.
It could be.
But I don't think it's an organized sabotage by people in management at AMC. Probably not the CEO. I doubt he has any idea what's happening. But his response was very suspicious. And
His response sounds like a liberal dickhead to me. But
yeah, he sounds like the
doesn't
media
this
or Hollywood media.
All of this, and it's happening in California and other states. It hasn't happened in our state. So what I'm thinking is maybe it's a group of people that may be called Antifa that are going into certain places and causing problems.
No.
They could already work there. There's no way to say that these
what
people
I
aren't
mean
already
is
on Twitter going,
they
right,
just
we can
get a
get stop
job.
this movie.
They get a job there, or they go in and leave a smoke bomb. You know, I mean, I'm just saying it's been different things. It hasn't been the exact same thing at every different place. So what I'm saying is people go in and cause havoc. They don't want people to see the movie.
No, these people have already been working there.
Yeah.
They weren't just hired and then started doing this stuff. These people were radicalized, and that's the job that they can get is working behind the counter at a theater. And they go to Twitter and they go, right, this movie's bad because someone on Twitter said the movie's bad, so I'm going to do what I can do at the theater to stop it. That's a possibility.
That's it. That's what I think. Exactly right, Bruce. I think that is exactly what happened.
But still, the CEO's response was just so childish and right along the same lines as what the Hollywood media says. Yeah, oh, it's just conspiracy theorists and haters. You start labeling your customers, dude. No. Thank you for coming to our theaters. We apologize for the inconvenience. If you say anything beyond that, it makes me very suspicious.
Right.
Yeah. That's insane.
It is
what
insane.
we need to do is read these newspapers, and then we need to perform interviews and quote the newspaper stories we read and make it sound like we came up with these ideas ourselves.
Bruce, you were genius when you're working on your models.
Now
that was an evil laugh if I ever heard one.
I was working on models when I was in Florida, but they moved away.
I worked on Model 2s, but
what did they model for you?
Me and Dallas.
Guess jeans.
Oh, Dr. Bruce, sorry.
He said the models moved away.
Janet, did you see the Dependa meme I sent you?
Yeah, but I don't know how to share it.
Okay, you're gonna open up the Dependa meme, and then you're gonna come back to StreamYard. Okay.
Okay, hold on. Let me open it again. Okay.
Now you go to the bottom of StreamYard and see where it says Stop Cam Settings Present.
Yeah.
You want to click Present, and then you want to click Entire Screen.
Okay, hold on. I'm not very good at this yet.
You're fine.
All right. So I'm going to say present. Okay, but do I show what's in our chat or in yours and my chat so that people could see that picture, right?
You're going to show probably the StreamYard because it's going to open up another tab on your browser. So you're going to show the StreamYard chat, and then another window is going to open up on the panel at below your viewer. Okay. So once you get that new window opened up, go ahead.
Share screen, right?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, okay. And then it says entire screen, window.
Click entire screen.
Okay. And then say it's not doing anything. Oh, there it goes.
Nope.
I have to click on it. Now I do it. Here we go. It's right here, right? Now how do I make it bigger?
Okay.
Looks pretty big to me.
Click on it. big, click on it. Make it bigger.
Oh my God, what did I do?
Wow, look
Oh
at
my
that.
God, I can see myself.
I don't know what I did. I don't know how to fix it.
Okay, do that again.
I'm in the Hall of
Need my
Fame.
drugs. Oh my God.
Oh, I messed up. I gotta do it again.
Go ahead. Go.
Yeah, put me back to Hall of Fame.
Sorry.
Welcome to the Shit Show, brought to you by
Yeah.
right.
Pfizer.
Oh my God, this is terrible. I'm so sorry. Okay, now how do I do it without doing what I just
Click
did?
over on your Discord. See the piggy is right there. Click that. Now
Okay.
increase it. Hit Control and scroll up with your mouse.
Control. Okay, and then scroll. It's not working. Not doing
All
anything.
right.
Hit control. Was it control page up? I think that'll work.
Yeah.
Wait, did you hit control or alt? Because
it says CLTRL. That's control, right?
Control. Yep.
that's control.
What is that?
What?
I'm clicking on it and I'm using my mouse and it's not doing anything.
Okay.
See?
Let me see if I can share this. I'll pop my picture up. It's a little fatter.
What the hell is
Oh
going
my
on?
gosh, just stop.
Janet, go ahead and show my screen.
All right, here we go. Sorry,
You're good.
I tried, but I'm learning. All right, here we go. I didn't know how to make it bigger. I see it didn't work for me.
Now you have to add a voice to it. My husband got promoted to staff sergeant today. I finally outranked that bitch, Debbie.
Oh
And any of you that have ever been on an army base, you've heard what I just said.
Yeah.
In fact, you recall this.
my God.
My husband got promoted to staff sergeant today. I finally outranked that bitch, Debbie.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my God.
That's funny.
You have the best people here, Janet.
I know. I'm lucky. I got some really
You're
good
very,
friends.
very lucky. You got some great friends.
I do. I feel even my chat's great. I just love all these people.
I tell them all the time. I tell my sister all the time. She's so lucky that she's got such great connection.
I have an OnlyFans on my desktop.
I have an OnlyFans.
I know, but he said I have it. I wonder how I got on
Oh.
here. I don't see it. I'm gonna look for it. Where was
It-
it at?
Janet,
Huh?
look at my window where my hand is. Right where see right here. It says this is my only hands account.
Oh. Okay, I see it now. Sorry.
Janet, you have an OnlyFans, really?
No, his
So Bruce,
only
I'm looking at
Bruce. Oh.
I'm
Says
looking at the
OnlyFans.
movies from 2021 that made any kind of money. There's Quiet Place 2 did pretty damn well. It was a $55 million budget, made $300 million. Ghostbusters Afterlife was did not do well.
No, it didn't.
Free Guy was on a budget of $100 million and got $331 million.
That's where the cap is at.
But look at the rest of these films that made the most. A Quiet Place 2. People didn't generally like that one. They liked the first one, Ghostbusters Afterlife. People still had a sour taste in their mouth after 20az's whatever the hell that was.
That was a disaster.
I never saw that. I never even.
I did. It was awful.
I saw Ghostbusters Afterlife, the 2022 version of Ghost or whatever, or 21, whatever it was.
21.
I really didn't like it.
I had some issues with it, but overall I liked it.
Okay.
I don't like.
I thought it was cute.
Yeah, that's it. It's cute. It's in that same vein, but with all the soul sucked out as the movie The Explorers. Like
Well,
when the
yeah.
A little bit, yeah. Kind of like that. I didn't like the scene where they go through town chasing the chomper or whatever the hell the ghost was. That went on for way too long.
that
I
scene
did.
was just way too
They
bloated.
needed filler, but they didn't have it.
Another one is No Time to Die. $700 million, which is pretty good, on a reported $300 million budget, which is we know is fake because it was delayed 8 months repeatedly with reshoots. The Eternals. The Eternals, $400 million on a budget of $250 million. Not great. F9, it's Fast and Furious. People tend to like those movies. $725 million on a $225 million budget. Black Widow, another one that was just not good.
That's
$379 million on a $200 million budget. There will be Venom, or There Will Be Carnage. The second Venom movie cost a budget of $110 million, $506 million box office. Shang-Chi, which I didn't like much at all. $200 million budget, $432 million box office. And Spider-Man No Way Home, which I think reached over $1 billion box office. Yeah, almost $2 billion in box office on a $200 million budget. So people were going out to see movies, but if you look at this list, Free Guy was interesting. People kind of liked that. Ghostbusters Afterlife, not that much hype. Quiet Place 2, not much hype. No Time to Die. The Eternals. Black Widow. Shang-Chi, another big fart.
How can you not enjoy Black Widow? We've taken all the sexiness out of Natasha Romanoff, and now we've given you what you want, which was story.
Yeah, and the story sucked. Hey, you know that thing called femininity? Not in this film.
Hey, they made the Wonder Woman. She was hot and sexy, and she had a decent story in the very first Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah, the second one, she was hot and sexy with no story.
Yeah, but they can do it. So we know they're capable of doing this stuff. But for some reason, they pick certain people to fuck it all up and make it look like shit. I just don't understand why.
The Black Widow movie was just, okay, she's not superpowered. Hawkeye is not superpowered. When Hawkeye smashes through a fucking plate glass window, he goes, shit, my back. When Black Widow falls off a 5-story building, hits a bunch of steel air ducts on the exterior and a catwalk, and then slams onto a dumpster and then rolls onto the pavement, she gets up and runs away.
Right.
No. I saw that movie with a couple of friends at my buddy's place, and I was quiet for a lot of it, which I know is that probably no one believes me when I say that, but I was sober, that I was not drinking caffeine, so I was just like sitting quietly because I'd seen all the stuff like from the Critical Drinker and from Gary Nerdrotic and a whole bunch of other sites.
Yeah.
I'd seen it before. Like this was like a second viewing, and I just kind of kept quiet. And I think it was Armando. Yeah, it was probably Armando. Was like, whoa, and he makes Bernie pause it. He's like, what the fuck is this, man? What the fuck is this, man? Dude, look. And he's like, no, rewind. And Armando's from South America. Sorry for the horrible accent. And he goes, look. She gets hit with a fucking rocket launcher, and her car flies across the bridge. This is like 10 minutes into the movie, by the way. Mm-hmm. And he starts freaking out. He's like, no. She's a girl. And Bernie's like, that's kind of sexist. He's like, no, she's not like Wonder Woman. She's a girl. Just a girl. She's a girl. She's just girl. She's just a human girl. And Bernie's like, okay, yeah, I kind of get that. She got blown up by a fucking rocket launcher in the first 10 minutes, and she comes out and then starts just fighting hand-to-hand combat. Like nothing happened.
No,
And I'm sitting there with my hands interlocked on my chest, just going, yes, come to the dark side, Armando. He was pissed. He's like, this film is bullshit, man. This is not a superhero movie.
Disney produced since, what was it, 2019, when Infinity War came out. That's the end of the entire MCU for me. You guys can pretend that there's TV shows and there's an Endgame and there's been other movies, but I think you're lying because I've seen the best there is. And if that's the best there is, after reading through some amazing comics in the 90s, like, we were robbed. Okay.
Well, I have to say, I love the story about the Black Panther.
What, the story that was recast from Doctor Strange and then Iron Man, but now it's Black Panther?
I don't know, the first movie of the Black Panther, maybe.
I like that one. I did like it.
I love that one.
I wouldn't say I loved it, but I liked it. Shuri kind of got on my nerves, and his love interest. They're like, they set up the whole thing, and then they just ignored it.
Mm-hmm.
I could have gone without Black
Maybe
Panther.
where they introduced Black Panther. Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Civil War? Civil War was phenomenal.
Civil War.
Civil War was okay.
Yeah, it was okay.
There's about 40 minutes in Civil War that I really liked, and the rest of it I could...
Okay, so if anyone doesn't know, that is a shining review from Bruce. There's about 40 minutes of what I liked, the rest, whatever. That means he really, really liked the movie.
Yeah.
No, that means, like, I've watched it more than once, and I get more critical with every fucking viewing because...
Yeah, that happened to me, too.
Gotta be honest. That you see in the movie fucking Civil War, you see all these grayscales here? That's exactly what you see when you watch fucking Civil War. And it's a fucking comic book movie. Where's the fucking color?
Yeah.
You fucking imbecile.
I understand that.
In the scene where they blow up the building, there's a hell of a lot of color where they're running around like there's a bunch of red clay on the ground. The dirt looks nice. Bruce, come on now.
Well, Bruce, I made it longer than you. What really dashed me wanting to ever buy a ticket again to see anything MCU was when Captain America gave his shield. Didn't give it to Bucky, his best friend.
Right.
Yeah, that was such bullshit.
That was Bucky.
A Falcon is already a superhero.
Exactly.
Okay, he already had his hero badge to wear for everything he's earned on his own as Falcon.
Right.
And now he's going to be Captain America.
No
it
way.
Didn't make any sense. It didn't make
that
any
was
sense.
Endgame. Yeah.
That was stupid. Okay,
that was stupid.
I was since then I've given up on it. I just
they turned Hulk into a passive. Sorry, go ahead, Ruben.
So what's it gonna be? Black Batman with all
yeah, Black Superman, Black everything, which is fine if it fits the story.
But again, he's not.
It's not Black Superman.
Okay, look at Superman. You got Superman. You got different. Different Spider-Men, right? You got different Spider-Men in different places, depending on where they're at.
I think Anthony Mackie was great as Falcon. He was not super powered, and he was extremely agile and extremely fast. He had guns instead of being able to just get shot and walk it off. He was great in that role in Civil War. In Falcon and Winter Soldier, was he on the super soldier serum? No, Bucky was. And Bucky takes a back seat to this guy who's just a normal human being dealing with, super powered terrorists with the mask, what are they called? Chat, do you guys know the terrorist I'm sorry, they're not terrorists. They're freedom fighters, but they just blow stuff up and destroy civilian populations. Hydra? No, in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I love the Winter Soldier, man.
I can't remember. Anyway,
I thought it was.
No, it's not Hydra. They're not Hydra.
It's not
something
Hydra.
else.
No.
but they're the bad guys, and they have super soldier serum, and they're tougher. And Falcon's just going over and beating the crap out of them. I'm like, no.
No.
Like when he fought
Zemo
Bucky in Civil
in
War,
Civil War.
or no, it was Captain America and the Winter Soldier when Falcon showed up, right?
Right.
And he fights Bucky. Like Falcon tries to attack Bucky, and Bucky just rips one of his fucking wings off.
He's a wiener motherfucker.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta be right back. The dog's going crazy.
But yeah, that just broke my heart. I mean, I can accept, like, you know, like I've said before, like when Wolverine came in, Sandy told me that Wolverine was going to be Hugh Jackman. I was like, what? Hugh Jackman? He's tall, you know? I was not expecting that. So I kind of was a little bit bummed out. It took me a little bit to where I, watching the movie for a little bit before I started saying, well, yeah, he's not so bad. He's trying hard. Yeah, but after I saw him and he tried to be Wolverine, even though he was tall and not hairy and stocky or anything like Wolverine is in the comic books. So if they do a new Wolverine, I hope that they do it with an actor that's more you know, built and everything like Wolverine in the comic book. I'm
like
sure
the new Batman or the Superman. Sorry.
No, I don't know. I haven't seen the new Superman yet. But I can tell you right now, I'm not going to watch The Witcher.
Well, I think he was duped. I mean,
they can't even follow a game.
Right.
They can't even follow a game. They have a story laid out for them. All they got to do is write a script. That's it.
Cavill quit because they weren't following the storyline. I have a lot of props for the man.
This is
wow, that's nice.
There's a character in our chat named David Guile. Him and his wife wrote this RPG quite thick. Yeah. And I just put a link for the purchase of this in PDF format. If you want this is like $50, and that's not bad. That's really a good price for all the stuff you get in this book. Lots of good art.
Yeah, I got something. I'm gonna start reading it so I can play better.
Okay.
And look how thick it is, man. It's got a lot of stuff in it. I got a lot of reading to do. But
do your homework.
Help me out.
She's going to be very busy. But if you don't want to play a game that's as crunchy as what Janet does, because Janet plays one of the crunchiest games in existence. And I don't know if you understand that. Like, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes to where Janet says, I want to do these things, and she's got an idea, but we help her out, and she's a great character for the crew. Does she know everything about her character? No, we threw her in the deep end expecting her to do well. She does really good.
Ruben, I appreciate everything you do for Janet because she really does put in the homework. Okay? I mean, she has done, like, I can't go to that family thing. I've got things going on.
Are you talking to Bruce or Ruben?
Oh, or Ruben, I'm sorry. And I'm just like, Janet.
You mean Bruce. Bruce is the one. You said Ruben.
His name is Bruce.
They're both good looking. They both have, the beautiful chrome domes going on.
You can't even see Bruce. What are you talking about?
She knows what he looks like.
All she can see is my giant sausage fingers.
I'm sorry, I am drinking a little bit, but I'm telling you, Janet puts in her homework. Janet does the overextended of everything. So, when she goes on to the dungeon thing, she goes, I can't do it.
Janet is a nerd.
I know. You know what?
She's just like.
You know what, Sandy? I'm gonna.
What?
No, nothing. I was just gonna send. I'm gonna send you a link to some music you should be listening to.
Okay. I'm just saying that my sister is like dedicated. Bruce is to this. I mean, Bruce. If I didn't know Bruce wasn't God, then I wouldn't know who God was.
Yeah, my dog was like, "Who's that guy named Bruce that keeps yelling at you, Daddy?"
Hey, yeah, how come Bruce is
Just
not
saying
mentioned
all
in
that
the
because I
Bible?
talk about Bruce all the time and how I got to do
He puts
that.
a lot
Be
in
ready
for
for
Bruce,
a game
Ruben, and you, Bruce.
and what happened and that I died. I got eaten by an ice worm and you know.
I just laugh at that
Just,
stuff.
I
And
bore
I'm
her
like,
with all that. And
damn
she's
it,
not
who bitches about being eaten? I mean, come on.
she's not really into that stuff. She doesn't really understand it. So I have to explain stuff when I'm trying to talk to her about
Well, I
it.
enjoy eating.
I'm just saying that she's like, she sings your praises for Boosh, for Ruben, for Bruce, all the people that she knows. She's just like singing their praises. And I get it. They are great people. Boosh, Ruben, and Bruce, and everybody else she's connected to are great people.
Don't drag me into this. I'm not a great person.
All of you are. If you know Janet, then you have to be great.
Aw, thank you for saying that.
I love you, my sister.
I love you, Sandy.
I
Thank
love
you
you
for
too.
talking nice
She's
about
I told her yesterday she's my favoriteest. I got 4
I'm very fond of both of you as well.
Well, it's like walking into Eden with the beautiful sisters.
Yeah,
It's
and
like- it's
all
like
the apples, the red apples
It's like the
hanging there on
Pleiades,
the tree.
but it's the Pleiades, but not really. There's a
They make my apples red too. I gotta tell you.
Yeah.
That was a great guffaw from Sandy. Oh my god!
It is fine. Make it a great love song.
Damn it. Guys, I'm almost at 10,000 followers on Twitter. Can you believe that?
I'm one of them because she
couldn't
posts
hardly
some
hear what you
great crap.
I couldn't hear what you said.
I said I'm almost up to 10,000
You gotta
followers. on
Wow,
Twitter.
you've already passed me up.
Celebration.
You always pass me up. You always outdo me ever since I was young.
It's because I got bigger boobs than
Because
you.
you're blonde.
Sandy,
Because I have bigger boobs.
all the time. I've heard more about
I'm
Sandy's
blonde and have
boobs.
bigger boobs.
I couldn't tell you what Sandy went to school for, but I know she's got big boobs.
Tits.
You know what really is?
What is
The turn on is the eyes and the nose. That's that triangle right there. And then that
Woohoo!
triangle then flips to the other triangle, the nose and the mouth.
Oh, the
So
love
yeah.
doctor is
Oh.
back.
The symmetry. I'm always here. Well, I feel a little better because again, I feel a lot better today because again, I've been really in pain because I moved everything from my car into the apartment here, and I'm in right now, and then I'm just sorting through stuff, and I really hurt myself really badly because I
Pain is good.
Sorry, Ruben.
That's fine.
If you're moving around a lot and you're getting in pain, that's a good thing.
Do you have a heating pad?
No. I have my Theragun I use.
Okay.
Oh Jesus Christ! That is not for massaging your back. I know what that is. I'm sorry to yell. I'm sorry, but
He's
pull that thing out.
My back, my neck. my
Bruce,
head,
did you see
everything.
that?
Yeah.
Bruce, did you see that?
What are you
good for you.
What are you talking about?
I have that thing.
That-
I called him.
I'm so sorry, David.
And for just the price, well, you know, this is what. Well, okay, I know what you're
Show
talking
us
about
again,
now.
Ruben.
I'll be
The fact you held it up and showed it off to the class.
This is what
Oh,
I call
David.
a love doctor.
Yeah.
I use this. I use everything, so I know how.
Yeah, David Guy too. We were talking about that at the top of the show.
Love doctor confirmed. That's how it works. No, I'm serious. That's the most important thing. The most important thing
Lord.
is keep them coming. That's the most important thing. Or you don't jump.
Yay.
Or you don't.
Oh my goodness.
Well, vibration
Ruben,
therapy
you crack me up.
for you.
Ruben, I can't
No.
really look at
No,
you the same anymore.
that's what I
but
use because I love the solfege. I love all the chakras. You get it. That's where you line everything up. That's how I got healed. That's why I'm losing all the weight I'm losing.
That's
It
right.
is basically I'm now down to 395. So I'm going down from
Yay,
560.
Ruben.
I got ways to go. I'm going to fight this thing. I gotta
It's
keep
one
on
day
fighting
at
every
a time. One
That's
day at
right.
a time, and you're doing great.
Yep.
You are doing great. You look great. You're doing great, and your
Thank you.
avatar is awesome.
I like that.
Now, Ruben, repeat after me. Gosh darn it, people like me.
And gosh darn it,
Daily
people-
affirmation.
No. Or I do this way. Yeah, everyone loves me. Everyone loves me.
Ooh, I
I
love
don't think we're
you.
going away. I don't think we're going away anytime soon, Mr. David Gow. I
Look
think
at
we're
those
going to be on for a little while.
glasses. Woohoo!
Yeah. So we had that slaughter up there in Iowa. It looked like Tucker Carlson took out Nikki Haley, Tim Scott, and Mike Pence within just one sit down.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you see them come up out of those three, they're going to have a hell of a fight because the Fox News crowd, the MAGA crowd, they're going to be pretty much just like looking at these people with daggers in their eyes, trying to
What was
fire
the
them
other
off.
guy's name?
Tim Scott, Nikki Haley, and
There was another guy
Mike-
though that
Mike
was
Pence.
awesome. Who started with an A. With an A. Azura or something.
are you talking about Al Shwami, the Indian
Yes.
guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was hitting every point so good.
Can I ask a question about that? You guys are talking about the debate thing, right?
Yeah.
Tucker
It's
did.
an event going on in Iowa right now.
I know, but how come Trump wasn't on it?
He is not ready for this yet.
He's ready for it, but I don't think he wants to get into it just yet. I think he wants to let some actual competition start.
Was DeSantis
Right.
there?
No,
Yes.
he
Okay.
is. I haven't seen DeSantis on there yet.
I didn't see him on there. That's why I was asking.
Actually, DeSantis did pretty good. He answered things in a pretty stellar way. And I'm not a DeSantis guy, but he did a good job. I will say. And the other guy, I can't remember his name. He starts with the A. He was very good on several key points.
Yeah, I heard good things about him.
There's an Indian guy that's doing really well. He's number 3 in the polls.
That's him. And he is rising, and he's going to rise even from this because this was excellent, especially his points about Ukraine and the border wall, all kinds of different things. He's pretty stellar.
Does anybody else think that Tucker looks happier now?
Yes.
Yeah.
He seems like he's got like more bounce in his step, and he's more energetic.
He doesn't have to think and
sitting there,
censor himself and curb
right,
his
Boosh.
speech.
Like the videos that he's been putting out on Twitter. I mean, I swear he just looks rested. He looks.
Well,
he just
he
looks
had
like he's
some
in his
time with
own
his
realm
wife.
now. You
He's
can
gotten
tell.
some sex, so he's got rid of his stress. He's
Janet.
Hmm?
He's making like $100,000.
I know, but he was already rich.
time.
He was already rich. I'm not talking about the money. I'm just talking about how he seems to be coming across on camera and stuff. And
He's doing
the
great.
content of what he's saying, it just seems more he just seems like he's enjoying what he's doing, and I don't know, it just seems more real. I don't know.
He is more in tune to himself now than he
He's
was
able
when
to
he
do
was
this from his
tied in
basement.
to New
Yeah,
York.
right.
He's able to what?
He's
more in
filming this
tune
from
to
his
himself.
basement. He goes into his basement on the other side from where his pool table's at. Because sometimes you see the pool sticks in the background.
Yeah.
He's filming right there. He knows as soon as the camera turns off, he's going to have himself an adult beverage and toast off one with his wife. Maybe they're going to go for a cruise on the golf cart.
Yeah.
And, just like he doesn't give a shit.
I know. And you can tell. I think it comes
awesome.
I think it comes across in everything and how he's saying everything and what he's doing. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm having really bad weather. So
I am too.
Yeah, he doesn't have to deal with some fucking leftist mutant in the Fox studio going, I can't believe you said that, Tucker. He just gets to leave.
I mean, because he didn't even have to work at Fox News, you guys. This guy was already rich. Okay.
Well, his
everything
family
he's
is
done,
in
he's
the
done
business.
because he wanted to do it. It's different for us. You know, like me doing this. I can do this because I want to do it. You know what I mean? I'm lucky. And so is Bruce. I think most of us on here aren't doing this to make a living. We're doing this because we enjoy what we're doing and we like sharing information.
No,
you know?
I'm just bored.
No, you're doing this because you want people to know the truth.
Well, no, yeah, I want that, but I mean, I'm not doing this because I have to.
No, you're not because you have to.
You know? And that's not I feel that right now. I feel like Tucker is doing what he's doing because he wants to do it. What he's doing. He likes it. He's enjoying himself.
I bet you Fox is going, man, why did we let this man go? We're stupid.
Yeah, Fox is going, wow, we're really fucking retarded. Look, he's getting like a whole shitload of views on Twitter.
That's right.
You're dumb.
He eclipses the views he had on Fox News now being on Twitter. And then from Twitter, it gets broadcast onto Breitbart and other social media websites. The entire file gets uploaded or gets shared. So he gets more and more and more shares, more and more views. The guy is just having a ball.
Yes, he is.
That he's able to talk from what he feels is his gut.
Well, he's reaching the same audience, but without the oversight from some media organization.
Right.
I think he's actually increased his audience.
He has.
13 million on one of his videos. It's like ridiculous.
Yes.
No, he's tripled his audience, I believe.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That is awesome.
Fox is like, maybe the American people do enjoy free speech. That's strange.
Did Fox learn that? Did Fox learn a lesson?
Pretty sure.
No.
Yes.
Fox never learned a shitting thing from this.
Well, they still have Ingram, and they still have the 5. Like, I was thinking, if Tucker goes, they're going to get rid of the 5 next.
Well, years ago there was a show, and it was called The Red Eye. Did any of you guys ever watch that?
I used to watch
that was my favorite show. That was
now it's Gutfeld.
Now
it's just Gutfeld.
That's right. It's Gutfeld.
But I liked all of them. I thought they were smart. I thought every one of them one day would have a huge career. They were entertaining. So I just liked them a lot.
I like Greg Gutfeld's show. I really do.
Yeah, Gutfeld's great. He's such a frat boy sometimes, though. Like, you know that he went to a expensive law school and he was in a frat. He just speaks his fucking mind. He didn't care.
I love that about him. I really love that about him.
I could see him with Blutarski and Delta.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm very much a big fan of the 5. I like the 5. I like Dana Perino. Laura Ingraham.
I like Dana.
Okay. She 2/3 of the time she could hold my interest with her topic because I don't get to listen. I don't get to watch her. I get to listen to her in the truck. But 1/3 of the time she gets on topic and I don't give a shit. I already know the answer to this one. I don't care. Give me more information about something I don't know. And most times she actually extrapolates on. She does long form content for Fox News. It's like 27 minutes per segment. Usually I like that. The 5 is great, but Gutfeld I think has the best show. And I'm thinking Jesse Waters will be actually the first one to get axed from Fox next.
I think you're right.
I think
Gutfeld's late night numbers are just too strong.
Yeah, they're not going to repeat what they did with Gutfeld that they did with Tucker. Jesse needs to solidify his numbers a little bit more, which means he needs to put a little bit more cheddar there. You know, and I think he'd be okay.
But I do like Jesse. Jesse is entertained, but I don't watch Fox at all. The only time I see any of them is even Tucker. I didn't watch Tucker either until I saw him on YouTube or somewhere else. I didn't watch him on Fox.
It comes on my feed.
I hate his laugh. But I like
hate
him.
Fox. I haven't watched Fox in years.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I hate Fox News, but I do I like a handful of their people, and their stuff comes on the feed. Like after I get done watching Doomcock or Gary Nerdrotic, here it is. You know what I'm subscribed to? The Blaze. What do I never get? The next in the algorithm, I never get the Blaze stuff.
I just discovered that Quarter Black Garrett and Dave Landau are doing a show called Normal People. And yeah, it's fantastic. They did a 9-minute skit. A 9-minute skit on the history of the wonderful American pastime, Smear the Queer. And,
I remember that.
Oh my God.
I love Quarter Black.
That skit is so on target, and it's funny. It's almost a combination of what you'd see on Crowder and South Park. Let me see if I can find it. Winky's like, avoid Doomcock. Hold on, let me see if I can find this.
Yeah, lots of people say that about Doomcock. He's too much for some people.
Well, he screwed up, and people hold that specific thing against him. I don't know that he's made well, as far as I know, he hasn't like retracted that statement or made like an apology or admitted any wrongdoing. That can hurt you because he's clearly what was it 2018? He said Kathleen Kennedy's out. You know, it's 5 years later. She's not only still there.
What?
But I do like some of his content, and I don't think he's a bad guy because he screwed something up.
Well, when I tune in, I just listen, and he makes me laugh, and that's what I watch him for, you know.
I don't like his videos where he puts on the fake voice though. Like I prefer the live stuff where it sounds like a
like
human.
his live streams.
You want him
I like his live streams better.
His live streams are very entertaining, and I always enjoy them. So that's what I try to whenever I have time and I can go and watch him. I love it when he's live, when he sings and he does improv and all that stuff. I just like that. I enjoy that part of Doomcock. He seems very he's good at that, and I enjoy that part of it for sure. And I love his chat. The people in his chat are very loyal. They're kind. They're generous. I've never had any problem with anyone in the chat. I just love them, and I feel the same way about Az's shows and his chat, and I feel the same way about Gary's chat. And I love most of the people on Friday night, all the people on Friday Night Tights. They make me laugh. And Comics Division, I love his channel. I love Nick Weiser. You know, almost all the people that I've met in all of these different things, I'm friends with all of them. You know, I like going to their shows when I can, their live streams and stuff, and I enjoy the chats. The people in their chats are my friends. Clobbering Times, I love Clobbering Times. It talks on Saturday night. They talk about Star Trek and all that stuff. And I enjoy all of that, you know, and that's the stuff that you know, like when you first invited me, Boosh, to go to that, what was it, Jedi Bills? Karaoke thing. I'd never been because I never stay up that late. You know, I'm not up late. I go to bed pretty early, you know, usually after Friday Night Tights or whatever, because I got chickens and stuff. So you know, it just depends on
she got food, people.
Well, it just depends on what's going on, you know, what shows I'm able to go to and stuff. But I really do try to go to as much as I can and say hi to people in the chats, to like their videos. And, you know, whenever I can, whenever I see it pop up and I'm there and available, I try to go see them because I want to support all these people that the last 6 years that I've been hanging out and learning and watching and enjoying their content, you know. And I still try to watch everyone that I've, you know, talked to and met. There's only a few that I don't really get to go to as much as I used to because of the times that they do what they're doing. You know, I'm doing something of my own, or I'm doing something with Bruce on his channel or whatever. Right. And, you know, but I still try to go and like their stuff later on, even if I can't watch their live streams. But, you know, that's just the way it is. I mean, it's like my sister, you know, she joins after me and she passes me up 3 times, 4 times higher up than I can ever get. And I don't know why. It's just that she's more likable than me, apparently. But that's the way it is.
It's just the fact maybe they think we're the same person. That's what I'm thinking. People think in spaces, I found out that people say we sound alike, that we got to be the same person.
We got to be the what? Oh, the same person?
The same
Yeah,
person.
but people on Twitter know we're not. I mean, the people that are following you.
Your friends know.
No, people on Twitter that are following you don't know me. They don't follow me.
Yes, they do. I think I share
A few
lot
of them, but I went through your stuff. I mean, I didn't know you had 10,000 people following you. I only got 5,000, so you're way past me.
It's the jokes, baby.
I don't tell jokes all day.
know.
Most of my stuff's political or stuff like that. So
I just think that when I was on Twitter before, I had 13,000, I think, people. Then I got suspended because I'm too boisterous about Trump and everything. Although I think DeSantis did a really good job with Tucker today. Okay. But I still think that Trump should be our president because he didn't get to finish the things he started. He deserves that. And I think that DeSantis is a good governor and he should stay. I'm sorry, Janet. Don't laugh at me.
I was laughing at what Winky Winky Woo said about you.
What did he say?
He said, your sister has more STDs.
What's that mean?
What's an STD, Sandy?
Sexual transmitted diseases?
Yep.
What's that shit?
Sorry.
He wishes that I had more of those.
That's funny.
If that's true, then I wouldn't be here. I'd be in a hospital bed or in a grave somewhere. Shit.
He's kidding.
I know he's kidding.
But it is funny.
It is funny. I laughed, didn't I?
Yeah, but see, Sandy gets to spend all her time on Twitter. I have to go to Discord, Rumble,
you
Instagram.
don't have to.
I know, but I am. I'm trying to build
There's
them up.
There's a difference. When you work for a living, you can only do so many things. When you don't work for a living, right now, you've earned your way because you've raised, 3 children? And an adorable grandson that just hugged me to death when I was at your house. Oh my God, that was like the biggest high I've ever had. He's adorable, Janet.
But the thing is that, each person has to do, their own thing for their own life, what's best for them. Like Ruben is making choices for himself to find a new path in his life. And Boosh does the same thing, and so does Bruce.
Yeah, and Boosh is like, I don't know anything about Boosh, but I'm sure he's doing some great things. And
I am
you got Bruce
chronically getting turned down for jobs. That's what I'm doing right now.
Bruce, go to UPS, babe. I will do what I can for you there. But Bruce is like doing his miniatures. Is awesome to see all the things. I mean, his counter is like filled with characters.
Mm-hmm.
When am I going to see them?
The desk of shame.
In your Dungeons and Dragons, you know what I'm saying?
This is the desk of shame. You don't understand. There's a
no, I don't. I don't. But before, when I had my own business, I was booked a year in advance. I was packed, and I've learned a lot from this town and this business. I went to Dallas when I was really young. I danced in cages. I sold
oh my goodness!
And I mean, I did a lot. I never sacrificed my virtue.
Pictures or it didn't happen.
Right. I never went below my standards. Is what I'm saying. I did stuff. I worked, but I had Rob Lowe was my boyfriend for like a month. Because he went to the Start Club that I worked at to get people to buy drinks for the bar, to make money. I mean, I did stuff and I got to experience things that my sister never got the chance to do. She was married and she had kids and going on. So I'm very thankful for the opportunities that I did have. And dancing in cages and all that didn't make me go down in stature for myself. You know, it was my family. The way Janet says, the way I was raised and stuff. Realize you do what you have to do to raise your family, and you do what you have to do to pay bills. But in the end, this is what kind of person you are at the end. And I think I'm pretty stellar. I'm not trying to brag, but I think, you know, I went through a lot of shit to get where I'm at. And
I concur. I concur.
Yeah, we've all gone through something, you know, in our lives. And a lot of it has to do with the choices and people that we put in our life, right? Because if you choose to be with a certain person, then whatever baggage they have comes along with you.
That's
right.
That's another thing. When people get married, they absorb what their spouse or whatever has in their life. And even though they try hard not to bring that into the marriage, that's what happens. If it doesn't work out, oh well, that's how it goes. But you don't carry that on into your next life or to your future. You just, hey, this is me. This is where I'm starting from, and we go from here.
Mm-hmm.
How we got off the topic of this whole talking thing, I do not know. But if it was my fault, I'm sorry.
Hey, Janet.
Yeah.
Share. Yeah. Go ahead and share my screen.
There you go.
Wow.
He's got a treasure trove of great stuff. I would love to come to your house and play with your toys.
Do you do any of those things, Ruben? Or is it just Bruce?
I don't do this stuff.
Oh my God. That's amazing.
I wish I had a better phone.
You wish you had a better what?
Phone.
Oh.
This is my potato phone for work, but this is what's in the front room. So that's what I've painted before.
Oh my God.
And he paints stuff for other people too, not just himself.
Yeah, I am a commissioned painter.
Really? So do you do this for a job or just because it helps you?
His hobby.
Down? Okay.
This is the hobby I use to not strangle people and have like a need for a basement in San Antonio.
That's awesome. So you're in Texas too. Okay, that's great. Yep.
Texas is a good state. It's a big state too.
It's a very big state.
It's different. It's different.
It is different, I'm sure.
Ruben, how are things going with you, man?
Well, I'm just looking for work still, and basically, I'm trying to figure out what to do next, and I'm just trying to get rid of everything. But you know, I loaded everything off the car on Monday, and I got banned on YouTube for 7 days, so I still have to wait until to do.
What happened?
Yeah,
what happened? I was spreading misinformation about the jab.
Oh. Mm.
How can you spread misinformation about the jab?
They said something. It was
especially with all the information that's out there now.
Yeah, about people like dying, you know, and they took the video down. Whatever. I put it still on Rumble, so it's still out there. But I'm making videos still. But you know, I'm okay. Just like now, I'm very tired, but I'm good. Because I've been, you know, because I moved everything and I got very tired. But I had a good interview today, and we'll see what happens from it. Hopefully, get something soon. But I'm still looking for a place to go. But
I'm rooting for you.
Where to go?
I'm rooting for you.
Yes.
Because you deserve something great.
Yeah. That's the thing, and I because I remember your story about your mother and family and all that stuff. Then you know I see things that are going on, and it's like, you know, I'm racing because I know that I'm going to be the best man I can be. They'll say if they say working out is alt-right, then I'm alt-right all the way because I got to work all this thing off.
I love being alt-right.
Yeah, cooking your own food is all right.
Yeah, that's all I do. That's what I had today.
You're not helping your community if you're not giving thousands of dollars a month to a company that makes shitty food and is based in a different state.
dare you make your own food and not provide for those people at McDonald's? They're fighting for 15, don't you know?
Well, I was thinking more like Taco Bell, which the home office for this region is based in Louisiana. So working for them, and saying, "Oh yeah, you'd help out your local community by going to Taco Bell." These businesses, for your local community, don't cook your own food. One, it's Taco Bell. Two, the money doesn't go to Texas. It does not go to our community. It goes to
It's
Louisiana.
not helping out around here, and if it was a faith-based organization in Louisiana or Arkansas or Idaho or California, I really wouldn't be unhappy about that. I'd be kind of happy about whatever they were doing, because they would be showing receipts. They're like, listen, we just took care of this halfway house. We're taking care of these people here. We're trying to, get jobs lined up for these, orphans that are about to turn 18. We don't want to have to push them in the military, but we'll do that because they're all fit and they could pass their test at MAPS, unlike the majority of American graduates at a high school. But we're pretty happy with this, But it's not a faith-based organization. It's Taco Bell is Yum Foods, and Yum Foods is pretty much a shyster corporation if there ever was one. And I hate to bring out the shyster word. I know a lot of you people that are in America feel I'm being rather racist with that word, but there's that word for a reason.
How is that racist?
Shyster is usually used to describe where I'm from. Jewish law firms or accountancy firms.
No, it's turned into the. Oh, I'm thinking of Shylock. You're right. Hey. Shylock is any money lender, not specifically Jewish.
Crafting Gamer says he just got a second set of brushes for free from a gaming store. He purchased some materials from online. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. He buys Army Painter brushes and their paints. I'm not a big fan of their paints, but if they help get his figures the way he wants them to be, that's great.
Winky Wanky Woo painted a vagina, so that's exciting.
He said Bruce just painted a vagina on a shield.
Sorry, I'm distracted by.
Well, I don't know what he's talking about. What you're painting? I'm looking at it, but I see a sword and stuff. I don't see anything that looks like those pink hats. Those ones women were wearing on their heads.
No, and the angle that he had it before, I thought it was an elephant.
Oh, it looks like a sword being held over someone's head.
Yeah, David Guy is correct. Or is it Guile? I don't know if that's David Guy 2 or David Guile.
David Guile.
Yeah, he's correct.
Yeah.
His assessment of Bruce.
Yeah,
here you go. Where is it? Oh.
If you disagree with the government and don't adhere completely without question or thought, you're a fascist. That's my favorite. That's my favorite shit.
Now I get to be called fascist whenever I have a gun on me. That's great.
They say that stuff on The View too. They're like, I don't understand how someone can disagree with the government and not consider themselves fascist. Like, that's the exact opposite of fascism, sweetheart.
Winky, I think her power glitched again. So don't think it's not you. She knows you're kidding. So Sandy didn't leave because of you.
Yeah.
I just want
your name is Winky Wanky Woo. If she didn't like the things you said, she would have left as soon as you.
Well, her powers went out a couple of times. Mine's went out. So, and I'm still having really bad lag from my, my. Cable.
Lots of thunder and lightning. How wet is it there?
It's pretty wet outside, and
That's not what I asked.
Oh, I don't know what you mean.
Wow.
Okay, good.
Phrasing.
Moving on then.
Yeah.
So it's almost 3 hours, and since it's what time is it? It's almost midnight. So I was thinking that maybe we should all get ready to go to bed. I'm really tired. So, but does anybody have anything they want to tell everybody before you go? We sign off about your channels.
I would like to talk about Monday's show.
Oh, okay, go for it.
Janet is nominated the movie Rob Roy to be the discussion topic for
Monday's show, and I'm not certain if she's wanting to see it because of the swashbuckling that's in it, the swordsmanship,
It's a good movie.
per se, or if she wants to just watch Liam Neeson be a baddie.
Yeah, is the actor was what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
I love this. I love this type of stuff. I think we've seen quite a few movies together already. They have swords and knights and princesses, you know, all in
I
that.
don't often go swashbuckling,
So,
but when I do, I like to entice Janet.
But I do like it. I do like this type of movie too. So I'm excited about it.
It's a good historical.
And we're going to watch it Sunday night, right? In your
Yes.
Discord.
Yes.
Can you share your Discord
Yeah, I will.
on here? So anyone who wants to join us Sunday night at 7, we go to his Discord and we watch the movie together. And
I have a particular set of skills. One, turning on Janet.
and everyone is welcome to come and join us watch the movie. And then Monday night, the next night, is when we do our movie review, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I always enjoy it. So
Wait, what? Okay, never mind.
Janet wants to be the girl from Taken. That's what she's saying.
oh, well, we're not doing Taken. We're doing a different movie. And this woman's a blonde, so maybe I'll be
Cosplay.
blonde. Maybe I'll be a blonde Monday night.
You want to watch Liam Neeson buckle some swashes? Is that what you're saying?
please.
Yep. Swallow some buckles, and he's wearing a skirt when he does it.
Kilt, sweetheart.
A kilt. I know. That's what I meant to say. I'm sorry. He's wearing a kilt
He's wearing a man dress.
when he kicks ass.
I
With a
actually
huge
like
sword.
how there's a character in the movie that he's kind of Rob's companion throughout the film, and he is kind of, I guess, in a managerial position, but he has some very cutting statements he says, and if you listen to what he says to other individuals at these contests, it's quite amazing. It's just he's a wordsmith. I'll have to document what I hear on Sunday night's movie stream, because I think what he says in the movie towards the end to the opposing fighters guild, or the other opposing fighters group of people, it's quite cutting. That's all I'm going to say. And it's just one of those films. It's got a lot of good points to it. I'm looking forward to seeing this with y'all. I haven't seen it in probably 25 years.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in forever, but I don't know. I just love this. I just love the scenery, the clothing, just everything about this movie. The music, and the acting is excellent. I mean, I don't think there's one single bad actor in this whole movie. Even the kids are good actors, you know. Yeah. It's really good. This is a gem. You know, there's very few gems out there that have all it. You know, tap all the different check marks, and I think this is one of them. So, but we'd really love it if anyone wants to come watch the movie with us, 7:00 Sunday night. Join us at Bruce's Discord, and we can all watch it live
Central
together.
Standard Time.
And it's a lot of fun. Normally, we have our mics off, but I usually leave mine on when I'm screaming or laughing or whatever else is going on in the movie. But we'll see.
When she's thinking about Liam Neeson in a kilt.
Well, you be thinking about his good-looking woman. What is it? Jessica Lange. That's her name.
Oh, goodness. Yeah,
She
she's
actually does look good in this movie.
Yeah, she's really beautiful woman, and she's such a good actress. Oh, I remember I'm gonna cry. Yeah, I'm gonna cry. I know, because some of the scenes are very, very good. But Liam Neeson's got some good buds in this movie too. Good friends that are there for him. I mean, he needs them, and that's important in real life. Is having good friends. But what about you, Ruben? You have anything you want to say before we turn everything off?
Noel, just thank you again for this. As I really enjoy being on here. Sandy, take care of yourself. Boosh, thank you very much. Bruce as well. I got I still got my Give Send Go going on. I'm looking for work right now, looking for a place to go. I'm selling everything I own, and basically, I think that what I will do next is I want to basically start being an ambassador or something and help out people. And because I'm going to continue to lose the weight, continue to heal up. And as soon as I cross that, that road to almost full recovery, I'm going to start giving back. That's my big mission now.
That's great. You're going to do good at it because you got a heart of gold.
Thank you.
You're a sweetheart. So, anything you want to say, Boosh?
Cock balls.
Yeah, that's what everyone wanted to hear.
No, I don't have anything. Also, similarly, looking for work. DoorDash is okay. It's doing all right, but I need something consistent and stable. And it's just like we were talking about before. Those now hiring signs are just a bunch of garbage. They're full of crap.
Well, now that you know that, don't go to those places. You have to get online. Sandy said that you need to get a hold of her on Twitter.
Ooh.
And she should talk to you about where she works and maybe give you a couple places to go to put in for it if you're interested.
Okay.
And I've got something to talk to you about too after we're finished. So
is it just the comment I just made?
it's about, jobs.
Dead turkey jobs!
But thank you everyone in the chat. We really appreciate you coming. I hope we didn't bore you too much, but a lot of you stayed in here a long time.
Yeah, thank you so much for the chat
I
showing
really
up.
love it. It was a great informative show. We talked about a lot of shit that's going on that we wish we did. But yeah, that's the world we live in right now. But hopefully if we stick together, we can do something good and make some changes to it.
It was great seeing Sandy again. Ruben and Bruce, always a pleasure. And Janet, thank you for having us.
Thank you. And hope you guys have a wonderful night. And I'll talk to you guys later.
Have a good one.
Take care, everybody.
Go to